with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing out there? All you fine San Antonians, San Antonioans, San Antonianians. I don't know, San Antonians. That sounds right.
That's it.
All right. Good. I don't want to mess that up.
And don't ever say San Antone.
No, don't
you can
say
only
that.
do that if you're singing.
Okay. Because it's harder. It's harder to fit San Antonio into a
I get it when you're singing.
Song lyric. Yeah.
Like if you're Bob Wills,
up from San Antonio,
you can do that.
Everything
George
that I got,
but
is just what I got on you.
Like Frisco.
See, that'd be weird, right? If
That'd be awful. Like if people hate it when you say Frisco.
Oh yeah,
from that part of the world.
Well, what if you live in Frisco, Texas?
Then I feel sorry for you. You probably go to a mega church and they're taking your money.
You're probably right.
Invested way too much money in a football stadium.
You know, speaking of mega churches, I used to do used to talk on my show all the time about Jim Baker. Do you remember Jim Baker?
Oh man, one of my favorites.
Listen, I'm here to tell you.
What was his wife's? Tammy
Lynn.
Oh, Tammy Lynn. She could tidy up a cave.
Oh my. Well, what I've noticed now, and I don't know, maybe we're getting different commercials during Monday Night Football. Do you get the food bucket commercials and the solar generator commercials? Like,
you know what? Last night I did. I got the Prepper food commercials.
Yes.
I got the solar generator radio.
I think this only happens around election time, because now there's a segment of people out there who are convinced that the world is going to be ending regardless of who wins this election.
I got a bucket of noodles.
And I remember that Jim Baker used to sell these food buckets. And it was like he would sell
God's food bucket?
God's food buckets. And he was like, not only is this going to feed your family in a crisis, but it's helping to finance a lot of work for the Lord. And his private jet, of course.
There's a lot of work for the Lord for your bucket full of ramen.
You're not going to find quality food like this on the shelves in an emergency. It's just,
ramen.
You're not going to come across it.
Now, he's dead, right?
I think he died. But I get all my my televangelists mixed up.
Oh, there was Brother Bob Tilton up in Dallas, who was one of the best, who would speak in tongues every now and then, just out of the middle of nowhere. And then there was the OG Oral Roberts. There's what's his name?
He's got
in
his
Louisiana.
own university, Oral Roberts.
Oh yeah. Then there was the one in Louisiana that I have sinned, who got caught with a hooker.
Yeah.
What was his name? Swaggart.
Yeah, Jimmy Swaggart.
Jimmy Swaggart.
And then there's Jerry Falwell.
The Jerry Falwell, who his son was the one that got caught being, I don't think I used the term, with his wife and some young pool dude in Miami, whose son, who was the president of Liberty at the time, was being, I don't know.
Don't forget.
He would sit and watch his wife have sex with younger men.
Pat Robertson.
And then Pat Robertson, who was having conversations with the hurricane creators.
Yep.
But then you had your local Joel Osteen.
Joel Osteen, yeah.
Our local mega church, we have a couple.
When I went,
Hagee's probably the one that's most controversial around here.
When I lived in New Mexico for a couple years, there was a small church that had like a TV setup that came on the public access channel.
Public access. Gosh, we missed that. I guess that's now TikTok.
So my friends and I went there on a night that they were taping and pretended that I was a drug addict, and got me on the public access channel trying to be trying to get the demons taken out of me. That's a highlight of my young life. But yeah.
Were you exorcised?
I was. I think I was saved that day. The demons came out of me that day. But yeah, I was thinking about that last night. All those food bags. I was a stupid kid, Rob. I was a stupid kid. But
he didn't touch you inappropriately.
No. No, there were too many of us. But yeah, the Jim Baker food buckets.
Well, and then, so you think it's because the election scared everybody into a hole?
Yes.
Well, I thought it was kind of like because of the modern era of digital commercials that it is possible for us to get different commercials.
By the way, Jim Baker's still alive.
Oh, good for him. I did notice the last time I saw him that
Jim
the hair
Baker's
was fake.
An American televangelist and convicted felon.
Yes. And for those of a generation.
And see, I was doing my Jim Baker impersonation, but that might be Pat Robertson. I get them all mixed up.
Well, you get the problem with the Southern preacher is many times you get the Southern preacher politician. It all rolls into you sound like Bill Clinton, and everybody does. You start doing the Southern preacher.
You gotta sound like this if you're gonna talk for the Lord.
You're squeezing it out. You get it because it's hard to talk for the Lord like that.
I can't do the Lord's work with just one helicopter. I need multiple helicopters to do it.
I'm trying to place the accent. It's not quite there.
Hey, look up a video of Pat Robertson talking and Jim Baker talking and see who I'm doing an impersonation of, Vic. I need to know so I can get
It's closer to Pat.
Is it?
Yeah.
It does feel I'm starting to feel that way. Yeah, so if you remember, Jim Baker was the one who
he built a big old luxury.
He's the one who allegedly raped Jessica Hahn.
Yeah,
who was his secretary,
along with others. So she was allegedly raped by more than not allegedly. I think that was
I
think that was settled.
See, I don't know if he went to prison for.
It was tax evasion that got him.
I don't know if he went to prison for rape or covering up the hush money.
It was the hush money. I think civilly he was, according to civil law, it was found the preponderance was he did, but I don't think he was ever criminally convicted. But the felony was tax evasion.
Okay. Yeah, Jim Baker, I guess he still comes on TV. He's 84 years old.
Well, for what was that, mid-'80s? You must have been
late 80s.
Yeah, that was prime.
I found Pat Robertson.
Let me hear Pat Robertson.
Right,
let me see if this is my.
Let's see here.
I want to make sure I don't have them mixed up.
Decided to go back a bit to its roots, and we were going to have some special tent meetings. So we erected on our grounds.
We erected. Let's hear Jim Baker.
Okay, let me find a Jim Baker.
I worked hard and long on this impersonation at one point, and now I've forgotten who it is.
Good thing you found a way to bring it back.
Yeah,
because that was an impression that's long since put in a bucket.
But a food bucket, do you worry about after the election not being able to get food?
No.
Like whoever wins, right?
No, I have no.
I don't worry about that either for some reason. Yet that's apparently
anybody who's worried about that has worries above and beyond that. You know what I mean? If you're worried there's no food after the election, you've been worried about crap a long time.
And so I just really appreciate. I got to sit next to Pastor Dwayne.
Who is this?
I don't know who that is, but that's not.
That's not him. It says Jim Baker, Hindrances to Healing.
No, that's not him.
No. I think I must be doing a Pat Robertson.
Probably although Pat when he was praying against hurricanes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait, here's one that says Doomsday Food Buckets.
Oh, yeah, let's hear about these food buckets.
Soup comes in 6 gallons of this. It weighs almost 50 pounds. I know you don't want to hear this, but I want to tell you, you're going to dream Jim Baker on TV. Telling you, get ready. And you say, oh, my God, why didn't I buy that food bucket? I'm going to eat some more of this if you're not careful.
Oh. Look at that. If you were watching, he's eating soup out of the bucket.
He's eating soup out of that bucket. Oh, praise the Lord.
And what's great about these buckets is
they're $160.
When you're done eating, you can use them as a toilet.
Wow.
Or a television stand. Whatever you need it for. It's a multi-use bucket. You can use it as a seat. You can carry things in it.
Total of 196 servings.
That's right.
Yeah. Food, and it is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
You know,
can you still buy his food buckets, I wonder? Is it now? It's gotten privatized. Now it's
somebody's grandmother's basement. There's some buckets of Jim Baker food. Right?
Yeah. For Patriot. That's who sells the food buckets on television.
It's such a dog whistle, man.
It really
is. As soon as I hear Patriot, I'm like, all right, what are we selling now?
Dude,
we got something to survive.
That's what it is. There's
generate to protect.
There's people who hear that and they're like, oh God, I've got to buy that.
I'm Patriot.
It felt like every commercial break was either the food buckets or the generator with the solar panel. It's like, comes with a free solar panel. In a time of crisis, you want to be prepared.
You could keep a lamp half bright for nearly 6 hours.
And more plugs than ever before. That's an odd thing to be pushing to Monday Night Football viewers.
Yeah. Again, I think it's because of the digital age. You know, there might be some people out there that didn't get those.
I don't know. What did you watch the football game last night, Vic?
Nah.
You ever been geofence? Well, geofence. We might have been someplace where they we're chasing guys like us who might very well buy a bucket
let's ask then, if you're on the brigade bar, did
everybody get it?
Did you get those food bucket and generator, personal generator? No gas needed. No mess,
creek,
no fumes.
Living down by the river. They show the guy by a creek.
Powered by the unlimited free energy from the sun.
But it took gas and oil to make it, though.
Yeah.
It took gas and oil to make it, though.
I wonder how much one of those 4 Patriot generators costs.
$99.99 for easy payment.
No, maybe 4 easy payments. I bet it's more than that, though.
Oh, it's more than that.
Because I'm telling you that it was every commercial break. I mean, you can't even get a food bucket for $99, Rob.
Not even a good one anyway. Patriot.
And you can get the add-on power pack. Order now and get the add-on power pack.
Yeah, they have a food.
Oh no, you're right. They're nearly $4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2000X.
Dude.
Yeah, it comes with 2 solar panels.
I bet they sold a buttload of these last night to worriers. I'm not a worrier because I'm one of these guys who what people always say, what are you going to do if the zombie apocalypse hits? Well, I'm probably going to die.
I've seen enough movies.
Do I want to be running around like Rick in The Walking Dead and no, I'd rather just die. Take me.
Get it over with.
I'm going to go out with a bang. I'm not going to go out
soft. I'm going to fight, but I'm not
wimp out, but I'm not going to go out of my way.
I'm not thinking I'm going to start I'm not going to start a new society.
I'm going to hang on as long as I can. I'm not going to give in,
and I got news for you.
I ain't hitting the road, I can tell you that.
Once the food shelves are empty and all the food buckets are gone, I ain't planting no garden.
I ain't taking off
I'm done.
Like rotten shoes and putting them on my feet. I'm not.
Nope.
There are limits. I mean, I'm going to have enough food buckets. I got like 3,000 servings of ramen and noodles. I should be good.
As long as you've got your buckets and your generator. And the great thing about the bucket is when it's empty, you can use it as a stand for your generator. If you buy both now.
Prop up your solar panels and see, I'm ready.
Buy one for your elderly parents. Buy one for your children.
I've got a crossbow.
Okay, you need that.
Just because you're quiet. That way I will attract other zombies.
My wife I still have my knife from when I was in the military, like my field knife, like a K-bar knife.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, why do you still have that? And I'm like,
because they're cool.
You never know. You never know when I'm going to have to stab a zombie through the neck. And you just like to stay prepared. I've got enough cool guns that I'll last a while.
I'm just saying, I'm not going to go out easy.
I told you guys, I've got one of those. I've got a shotgun that looks like a
I know. I want to check that out. That's cool.
Yeah, it looks like an assault rifle.
Yeah,
but it's a shotgun, and it's like
that's badass.
You know, it's got a magazine. I can put like 12 shotgun shells in it at once. Like, who needs that?
I only own things that are appropriate to these.
Who needs it? But that's what I would use it for, hunting.
Hunting what?
He's just a horrible
zombies, Rob.
You're just a horrible shot. So you need as many chances.
Could you put a slug in it?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Now
we're
talking.
Now we're talking.
It's a man gun. Man gun.
Yeah.
All right. Enough. We've sold enough food buckets that when we come back, we'll. You guys can. Bottom there. You guys can thank me. You know who's gonna be mayonnaise. You know who's gonna be pissed at me right now is Lance, our big boss here. He's gonna be like, we were working on a deal with the food bucket
with the
guys,
Patriot folks,
to be advertisers, and now you gave them the milk for free.
Come on.
I don't think we helped.
Get your food buckets. Get your generators.
You know any preppers?
My father-in-law died. He was a prepper.
Of course you do, yeah.
Oh my God, when we cleaned out my father-in-law's house, we had to clean out the prepper room.
Oh, so he was indeed.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's still canned soup and vegetables and.
That's upstate. That's Washington?
In Oregon.
Oregon.
And my mother-in-law was like, do any of you guys want any of the... he had food buckets. Do you want any of these food buckets? And he ran a store that sold prepper stuff to others. Like, he was the hardest of the hardcore. He bought me one of these radios. He gave me the weirdest Christmas gifts.
That you could crank?
Yeah, it's got a crank, and it's like, you can power your cellular device with it if you just crank hard enough.
In Florida, they hand you that at the border.
It'll read you the Bible. If you crank it clockwise, it reads the Bible. If you crank it counterclockwise, it'll power your alarm clock. All right, we'll talk Monday Night Football on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a disabled vehicle on 35 southbound at 1604. That stall is taking up a right lane. 281 southbound from Bastion down to 35 should take you about 5 minutes or so. On I-10 eastbound, Loop 410 to 1604, 5-6-minute ride. 1604 northbound from I-10 to 35. That's about a 20-minute commute and almost 30 minutes now on 1604 westbound I-10 to 281. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time saver traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 3:50. The Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Madame Giselle senses something big coming.
Is it a career change?
Everything looks wet.
I'm gonna be a swim teacher.
There's a roof.
A swim teacher who also does roofing.
No, the roof of your RV has a leak and it's ruining the furniture.
Oh, that's okay. I'm covered by Progressive. But maybe I'm a swim teaching roofer who makes furniture.
Customize your coverage with Progressive's Roof Protection Plus and be prepared for the unexpected. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Roof Protection Plus available for RVs less than 6 years old. $250 deductible applies to any claim.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's football season, and Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all the action on the gridiron. With a game-changing rewards program, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats ensures that every fan can catch their favorite teams and players in action. Vivid Seats has you covered with deals that cater to every football enthusiast. And all tickets come back by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. A free drinking water system installed at your kitchen sink with the cleanest, best-tasting water you've ever had. Better for your coffee maker, better for cooking, better for everything. Free with the purchase of a Connecticut water softener, but only for a limited time.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
And is the last water softener you'll ever own. Right now, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking water station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call us at 656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
It's showtime! Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Monday Night Football last night was...
we walked in, and our perspectives of the game were so entirely different.
They
I
were.
was shocked.
I did not enjoy that. I did not like watching that game. It was painful watching that game. It was over officiated to a point where
that there is no doubt it was out of hand. And I don't know how you fix things like that, but yeah, it was like it. Once they started throwing them, they just couldn't stop. It was kind of like, well, we called a flag, we called it before, we got to call it again, and since we called that, we got to call this. You know, it was just
maybe that's what it is.
It was awful. Anyway, okay, so you saw it as painful. I saw it as I don't think the Jets are capable of playing any better than they did. I think that you were right, I was wrong about Aaron Rodgers. That arm is gone. It is rag. It is rubber. His mind still functions. His body does not keep up. It's apparent. And last night was as good as he can do. Now, keep in mind, it's been like 3 years since he's thrown for 300 yards. It's like 30 games, something ridiculous. And he threw for, 286?
I think 291.
2 touchdowns. Now, granted, one was a miracle, but still.
Yeah. Well, nobody's better at that than him.
Well, again, so the Bills' defense took the very best that an aging superstar had to offer. Keep in mind, he didn't have an offensive line. He was getting battered all game long, but he was delivering. Breece Hall finally looked like the running back we thought he was going to look like. That offense actually flowed down the field. You saw it in the first quarter. And Buffalo, to their defense, countered that immediately. Came right back at him. Josh Allen was a bigger quarterback, better quarterback, best player on the field, and he proved it. Buffalo's defense, I thought, played a hell of a game. And granted, the Jets doinked a couple, and there were some red zones, and that late turnover, but I thought it was a hard-fought AFC North, who's the biggest dog on the block football game, and Buffalo came out on top.
See, I think the Jets' offense is just dreadful, and the fact that the fact that Breece Hall had success and Aaron Rodgers threw for almost 300 yards is problematic.
No, I don't. I think you went against an offense that gave you everything they had. That was the best the Jets could play, given the circumstances. They can't do any more than that. And it was successful enough to keep close. It was against a good football team who made some mistakes themselves. But the fact of the matter is, Josh Allen proved he was the best player on the field, and he lifted that football team to a win against a fairly hard-fought defensive game that was marred by obvious penalties, and just it was loose. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But I won't take away, it was a brutally hard-hitting football game. Lots of dudes limping around last night, and there are going to be a lot of people in ice baths today. It was not an easy football game to win.
No, it wasn't. And you're right. Listen, especially a win on the road is a good win. The Bills moved to 4-2. I was watching it, and I was like, even if so, the Bills were without their two best defensive linemen. They're without Von Miller and Ed Oliver. They were without their starting running back James Cook.
Cook better get back quick.
They're because Ray Davis looked pretty good.
Davis can run,
but their top wide receiver, played 5 snaps on the first 4 drives combined. Like he was just clearly diminished in on a snap count. Hardly did anything. He was a shell. And I still felt like even with all those things going wrong for Buffalo, like they should have been way better than the Jets, and they weren't.
Well,
and I'm like,
again, this was keep in mind where the Jets were. They're playing at home. Their coach had just gotten fired. They're being head coached by a man who has the best beard of all time.
That is a great beard. It is a strong beard.
Beard is probably as soft as mink and smells of, I don't know, it smells like, gunpowder and cinnamon.
What?
It's the best beard I've ever seen.
I think it smells like salmon.
No.
I think he's using natural. He's using natural oils
and gunpowder and cinnamon. I don't know. That dude, that's a handsome cat, man. That beard was freaking great. Anyway, the Jets came to play, dude. They did. They were ready to uncork something, and they started fast. It looked good. Their kicker, I'm not sure he's going to survive the day.
I mean, he's one of the best kickers in the league. The Bills missed 2 kicks too. Like, apparently they were saying that wind was insane.
I've been in MetLife, and it does swirl. It's not surprising. Buffalo took the best the Jets could do. Now, the Jets can only do so much. I'm not saying they're a finely tuned machine. But keep in mind, that's a very talented offensive side of the ball, despite the offensive line. I mean, wide receiver solid, running back solid, tight end solid. They can move the ball. And Buffalo did enough to hold them under 20. Despite some turnovers. I think if I'm the Bills, this was one of those kind of wins you go back home and think, nobody realized how hard this was.
Yeah.
Because you did take the best and did close them out at the end. And Josh Allen was clearly the best guy on the field.
Well, the good news is the Bills get Will Levis next week, so that'll solve everything. We'll continue talking about this game on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a disabled vehicle on 35 southbound at 1604. That stall is taking up a right lane. 281 southbound from Bastion down to 35 should take you about 5 minutes or so. On I-10 eastbound, Loop 410 to 1604, 5-6 minute ride. 1604 northbound from I-10 to 35. That's about a 20-minute commute and almost 30 minutes now on 1604 westbound I-10 to 281. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we're going to talk good news. We're going to talk bad news. The good news, the Houston Texans are 5-1.
Best NFL team in the state of Texas. We'll talk about it with Indy Clue at 3:35.
And the Dallas Cowboys, what's going on there? Mother Football knows. Shireen Williams will join us at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance offers a great price and round-the-clock protection when bundling home and auto. It's one of those rare times where you could save money and get something great. Bundle today at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Train heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. Traininfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Here's your chance to own Texas coastal property for your vacations and rental income. Hi, I'm Jason with Eden Development. We're excited to invite you to our exclusive one-day land sale this Saturday, October 19th, to discover coastal luxury RV sites or turnkey tiny homes. Yours for as little as $59.9. That's right, $59.9. These exclusive properties offer a resort-style pool, lazy river, community clubhouse, fishing pier, boat storage, private lake access, pickleball courts, and much more. Located minutes from the stunning beaches of Rockport and Port Aransas, these sites are perfect for family vacations or as a lucrative rental investment. This land sale is one day only. This Saturday, October 19th, by appointment only. Call now, 361-520-2380. That's 361-520-2380. Excellent financing options. Call now to schedule your private showing. 361-520-2380. That's 361-520-2380.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
When you've got a big job to do, never compromise. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Get the power, comfort, and quality you need by choosing Kubota rental equipment. Excavators, skid loaders, track loaders, RTVs, or mowers. At Ewald Kubota, we have the machine you need when you need it. Rent by the day, week, or month. We know you want the dependable equipment Kubota is known for, and we can even deliver it to you. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
If you're tired of drinking the same old beer, good news for you, friends. Karbach Brewing has you covered. They've got something for everybody in their lineup. No matter what you like, they can improve on what you've been drinking. Whether it's a Hopadillo, a Love Street, or a Crawford Bock, they've got something for everybody. And Karbach has one of the leading IPAs in San Antonio, Hopadillo IPA, an iconic Texas IPA packed with the bitterness of hops from around the world that the hop monster craves. And one of Karbach's leading brands, the top seller in San Antonio, in fact, is the Love Street Blonde. It's a state of mind, a San Antonio state of mind. It's a Kolsch-style blonde, hopped delicately with floral German hops. This beer has the clean malt profile that you're looking for. And if you're used to drinking cerveza, they've got that as well. The Karbach Cerveza Especial is right for you. Like I said, something for everybody. And when you're in Houston, make sure you go check out the brewery, check out all the beers they have on tap. But while you're here in San Antonio, you want to try something new, why don't you try out a Karbach?
The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Bills move to 4-2. Jets fall to 2-4 as Week 6 is in the books. Jets. The question now becomes: are the Jets a playoff team?
No, they are not.
I didn't think they were at the beginning of the season. I don't think anything has changed.
There was a look in. I'm not going to say it's over for him, but I got the sense post game yesterday that Aaron had a look in his eye like, I'm done with this.
He didn't look like he was having much fun yesterday. Although, to be fair, neither was anyone watching the game.
Because, penalties, and evidently he's saying that even the roughing on me was a bad call.
That was such an absurd call.
But there was a
literally
look in
just
his
got
eyes
tackled, and they were like, flag it.
Where he lost a coach, his best friend got demoted. He agreed, okay, you guys are right. What I wanted to do, we're not going to do. We're going to run the ball. We're going to do some different stuff. But we're going to prove the world wrong. And it's us against the world. And they came in, and he did everything he could. And by his measure, he didn't play very well. But when he looks, I think he completed some balls that he was proud of. You know what I mean? I think he threw some darts. And it wasn't enough. His offensive line sucks. He doesn't like that this head coach is a defensive guy. He's not going to be free. His best friend got demoted. My ankle hurts.
Yeah.
I think there's just a look in his eye that, Aaron's squirrely. If he's done, he's done.
Their next 2 games, both road games, at Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football this coming week. And then after that, they followed up with a game at New England.
He's going to gut it out. But I would not. I think the end is nigh for Aaron Rodgers.
They could easily beat both those teams. They could win at Pittsburgh and at the Patriots.
He's going to gut it out.
And then
I'm
they're
not saying
4-4, and who knows? But
I don't see an Aaron playing beyond this year, no matter what happens.
I don't either. I'm telling you, this is no longer even close to an elite quarterback.
And I think one of the problems has been, I think his best friend Hackett has been convinced by Aaron that he has more, and a wiser set of eyes looked at it and said, you're going to have to revise this offense. The things that Aaron thinks he can do, he can't do all the time anymore. He can do it sometimes, but you're going to have to shorten this game up. You're going to have to treat him like Drew Brees. His arm ain't what it was, and they're going to change the offense. And Aaron has to have fun This is not about anything but fun and titles. And if he's not having either, he's over. That's it.
Nope. Ant says, how was Josh Allen the best player on the field? They missed 2 field goals.
He was the best player on the field. How else do you define it?
No, I thought he was, too. I thought he was phenomenal yesterday.
He and Quinnen Williams. I'll give Quinnen Williams a vote. A very near second.
Too.
But, no, Josh Allen was the best player on the field. He lifted that Bills team. Nothing happened but for Josh Allen causing it to happen, whether it be a play-action ball going deep or just the fake as he handed off to the Kentucky guy who...
Ray Davis.
Why can't the Cowboys find a backup like that?
But yeah, he's a nice little player. Ty Johnson ran well, too.
Solid.
Limited action.
So, but a lot of that is him carrying out the fake because you never know what Josh is going to do because you have to key everything you do defensively off of him. That's the best player on the field.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt he's the best player in that game for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Josh, the knock on him has been, well, there's always something people will pick at about Josh, and I don't really understand why. And maybe I'm biased because I am a Bills fan.
I'm not.
But like, I don't see how you can watch that guy play football and not enjoy it. He's like he looks like a giant kid out there having fun. And he's pretty good at it.
That's my attitude about Baker Mayfield. There's something about guys that are having fun and doing what they're doing brilliantly that I just am enthralled by. And last night I wouldn't say Josh was brilliant, but he was good enough to have fun and lift an entire football team, put him on the shoulders, and carry him home.
But the knock on Josh last year was, well, he threw so many interceptions. He's careless with the ball. Well, through 6 games, he still has yet to throw a pick.
Isn't that ridiculous that he has not thrown a pick? And he hadn't thrown a lot of touchdowns, but he hadn't thrown a pick.
But now it's like, well, now his stats aren't as good. Well dude, the guy does. One thing Josh doesn't do is dink and dunk. Josh is he's looking for big plays, and he will scramble around, and that's why he ends up getting a lot of rushing yards. Sometimes he scrambles around, nothing's open, and he ends up taking off. But he is looking to make big plays. I prefer that. To me, it's way more fun than somebody who's going to have like who's going to play real safe and never turn the ball over, and their ADOT is going to be like 2.2 yards. They're never going to get. They're just throwing a flats and tight ends.
Yeah,
that's boring.
Well, that's why we're always in a search for guys like that because the status quo is boring. The status quo is we're going to protect you from yourself and not even allow you to make a mistake like that, to throw into triple coverage.
Yeah. And let's see. Hunter says that Jets don't miss 2 field goals. We're having a different conversation this morning.
We are. You're right.
You're right. But the Bills missed a field goal. The Bills missed an extra point. So,
but I hate it. Well, if this would have happened, but it didn't.
If you add the 6 points that those 2 Jets field goals would have gotten them, that's 26, and you add the 4 points that the Bills missed on kicks, it's 27. We wouldn't be having that much different of a conversation.
Behind, they call an entirely different set of plays. They do things entirely different, and we don't know what the outcome is. Haven't you seen Back to the Future?
Yeah, but I also know that nobody wanted to trust a kicker last night. But you could tell that they both understood. Both coaches understood. We don't want this.
Have they just built in the goalpost microphone now? Is that just part of the NFL coach? Because that was awesome.
The other thing we need to talk about is the final play. At least the final play for the Jets. We'll talk about that on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
I don't know about how you guys face the new year. I don't know if you resolve to change your life on January the 1st. I don't know if it's something that's kind of a family tradition that you write it down and save it. That's kind of something that we do around the Thompson household. You resolve to do one thing and see you the following year if you do it. And it's miserable for most folks. A couple years back, I resolved to lose 25 pounds in a year. That was going to be 2 pounds a month, and I figured I could do that. Well, you know what? I failed. I failed miserably. I thought that just 2 pounds a month would be something that I could easily do, and I found out really quickly on my own there was no way I was going to be able to do that, and I'd resigned myself to the fact that I would never be able to lose the weight that I had gained. And then I met Dr. Jacob Torres, and he convinced me that if you just take a couple of steps, suddenly the ball gets moving, and you can take a couple more steps, and before you know it, you're heading down the road in ways you never thought you could go. And that, before I knew it, I was losing weight in ways I didn't think I could because I didn't want to give up the things that I enjoyed the most, and I found out I didn't have to give up anything. I had to moderate everything. If you can get somebody to convince you to do that and put you in a situation where you just can't help but to lose weight, do you think you could? I bet you can. I want you to meet Dr. Torres because he put me in that situation. His number, you need to call and talk to him. It's 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. He approaches weight loss in a way that you might not have considered, knowing full well that weight loss is a medical procedure that is provided access to by a psychological access. It allows you to get to where you want to go if you decide to do it. And he convinced me that I could do it. I bet he can for you. Call him today. Go to the IFF website and answer the questions he asks. Then call him and talk about it. It'll change your life. Call Dr. Torres. Get to go what I did, and before you know it, you'll be skinny. You can thank me later.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
You invited Dak and Coop over to the house. What mama cooked?
She never disappoints.
Well, what was the meal? We're really curious.
Well, she had the local pizza, salads, pasta dish, chicken.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
It's time to review the top 3 highlights of the day. I'm joined as always by my co-anchor Snoop.
Hey, what up, though?
Snoop, number 1 has to be getting the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down to T-Mobile like a dog chasing a squirrel, chasing a nut.
Nice analogy, Snoop. Dogs do love to chase squirrels.
And squirrels love to chase those nuts.
On to highlight number 2. At T-Mobile, families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
That is very impressive. You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
That's exactly what I'm planning on doing with my savings, Snoop. Now, take it away, Snoop.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them. Now drop that jingle.
24 monthly bill credits. Eligible trade-in on Go 5G Next. Well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits, and credit stop and balance on required finance agreement too. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
Stirring fiber, exercising, frequent trips to the store for more laxatives and fiber. Sounds like your constipation with belly pain is a lot to manage. But if your symptoms that keep coming back are signs of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large!
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Aaron Rodgers throws that interception at the end of the game, and he, for whatever reason, seems not to want to admit that he underthrew the football when it's painfully obvious.
You have to admit his arm ain't what it was.
And he was saying, like, he wanted Mike Williams had to go to the red line. And when he says the red line, if you don't know what that is, most teams on their practice fields, I say most teams, a lot of teams, I don't know if it's most, I've got no count, but you've got a red line drawn 5 yards from the sideline to get, like, kind of give a wide receiver a gauge of, if you're here and I throw to your sideline shoulder, you've got room to make a catch, and it's a good, so that way you can stay in bounds and make the catch. The problem is if you're throwing at that red line and if you're going to miss, you have to miss long, and Aaron missed short. And when you miss short, you don't give your receiver a chance. So and they made it sound like he just fell down or something. Yeah. No, he slipped trying to get back to the ball that was woefully underthrown.
I assume that's what he meant by the red line. It was painfully evident that while still accurate, for the most part, he aired one out. He doesn't have the velocity to hang it on a rope anymore. He has to air it out. He has to give a little bit more arc, and he over-arced it. He couldn't put it on the rope. He needed to throw. It was underthrown. Now, what the route was supposed to be, I don't know. That's not why they lost the game. I mean, we could find, we talked about the kickers already. He was under duress and made a throw that wasn't deep enough.
Yeah, it happens.
I'm not, that alone was not it. But it did become very apparent that he cannot drive the ball 15 to 20 yards downfield outside the hash marks. That is no longer part of his game. Now, he can float that direction and get you there. He can throw you open, but he can't get through the windows. He can't, that he used to do. It's no longer there. And Hackett, I think to his fault, believes Aaron can still do it. So I think they designed an offense that's no longer apparent or evident that he can run in. So they got rid of that. They changed them. Wait a minute, Hackett seeing things that he can't do anymore. So no longer the play caller, still the play designer. And they got a play caller, and that call plays more appropriate to his skill set, and it was evident.
Well, they are you can only do so much for a guy who's physically diminishing.
Right. So I think he realizes, oh, no, I'm going to have to now be a play action, hand the ball off, dink and dunk down the field quarterback that hopes to get somebody to sneak deep, that I have to sneak past the safeties.
Yeah.
Because I can't throw it on a rope to him anymore.
Well, I don't know that the Jets are going to solve that, no. And I don't know that that's going to improve. And you
post game, you could tell, you could see it in his eyes.
And it's funny because part of me is like, well, maybe the guy had surgery last year, maybe it gets better.
No.
But you know what? So did Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins throwing for 500 yards in a game. So,
I didn't want to believe it, but 6 games in, one coordinator, 2 different coaches. He isn't awful. He is still at his worst a high average quarterback in the NFL. I mean, even at his worst, he's still that. I'm not going to say it's done for him, but you can no longer rely on him to do the things that even the quarterback across the field did. I can no longer rely on him to go out and consistently get a team down the field. Is he still capable of a Hail Mary? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Is he still capable of driving a team down the field with accurate, crisp, short passes, as Lee Corso would say? Yes, absolutely. But the idea of him floating around throwing darts, that's over.
Yeah, I think so as well. All right. We'll talk a little more NFL later on in the show. When we come back, though, we'll get an update on Major League Baseball. Might be headed to something that I don't know that any of us want to see. We'll talk about it next. Morning Huddle on 94.1.
This is the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a disabled vehicle on 35 southbound at 1604. That stall is taking up a right lane. 281 southbound from Bassi on down to 35 should take you about 5 minutes or so. On I-10 eastbound, Loop 410 to 1604, 5-6 minute ride. 1604 northbound from I-10 to 35, that's about a 20-minute commute, and almost 30 minutes now on 1604 westbound I-10 to 281. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Get huge savings during the fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West. At Ancira Nissan, lease this 2025 Sentra S for just $218 per month for 36 months. Or this 24 Rogue SV for just $258 per month for 36 months. Stop in or check us out at AnciraNissanSA.com. The fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West between Wurzbach and Heidner.
Methodist Care Now Urgent Care has over 19 locations throughout San Antonio, open 7 days a week. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, Care Now Urgent Care is here to help you feel better fast. Find a location near you at carenow.com and use our convenient web check-in today.
The 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard is hiring both full and part-time positions with over 180 different career choices, including cyber, healthcare, communications, avionics, electronics, and more. The Texas Air National Guard offers a variety of ways you can serve. Earn education benefits that would cover tuition towards a bachelor's degree. To learn more, Google the 149th Fighter Wing. That's the 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
It's homecoming for the UTSA Roadrunners. This Saturday, be at the Alamo Dome as the Roadrunners host Florida Atlantic in their homecoming family weekend game presented by UT Health San Antonio. It's also their Salute to Healthcare game where healthcare workers can get buy one, get one tickets. Tickets starting at just $21. It's the UTSA Roadrunners hosting FAU this Saturday in the Dome. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your tickets now. UTSA football. It's more than a game. It's an experience.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their valuable tools, but to protect their professional reputations. For pros, the WeatherGuard badge makes a statement about what drives them. It says, "Bring it on. Been there. Done that. We've got your back," without saying a word. And the folks at WeatherGuard, they're just as driven as the hardworking pros they serve. See what it means to be driven at weatherguard.com.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs made a trade yesterday, sending a 2025 second-round pick from the Chicago Bulls, which was a top 55 protected, to the Sacramento Kings for Jalen McDaniels, who was promptly waived. In Major League Baseball, the New York Mets opened up their series with the Los Angeles Dodgers, taking 7-3 win in Game 2. In the ALCS, the New York Yankees took Game 1 over Cleveland 5-2. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 2 of the little program here. How How concerned are you when you go to a hotel room about?
Just noted, we're both logoed out today.
Oh yeah, Bubba.
We represent.
That's right. See
I
that?
got both the old
Sports
and
Star.
the new. I got this is the old one.
Sports Star.
Yeah, check this out. Well, you can't see. I'm not there.
There, show Rob.
There you go.
Put it on Rob.
We don't have any
Vic.
control over. No, he doesn't have any control. There we go.
Yeah, he does.
There,
he still has the power. I think he's not supposed to use
the
it.
old logo.
They told him, "Don't use your powers. Don't use your powers, Vic."
Oh.
They treat Vic like a baby superhero.
Yeah.
Don't use your powers.
Don't take those those headphones off. You take those headphones off. Sound and light spew from his ears.
He's like Cyclops on it.
Yeah.
But it comes out of his ears because he's like
this is-
super engineer.
Shoots lasers
out of his ears.
How concerned are you when you go to a hotel about like cleanliness?
Dude, I don't want to know.
Bed bugs
You
and
see, here's me. If I don't think about it, it didn't happen.
okay.
I don't want to know that I'm lying in semen. I don't want to know that I'm lying in blood or feces. I don't want to know.
Okay.
I might very well be.
I mean,
You know
you
what
want
I
to know
mean?
if it was like on the sheets.
Well, I'm going to look. If it looks clean, life's too short.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I've survived. I'm damn near 60. And I'm sure in my hundreds and hundreds of nights in hotels in my life, I have slept on, around some vile and disgusting things.
Oh, yes.
Luckily, I have an unblemished record. I have never gotten bed bugs, and I should have. I've been in some pretty flophousey bad hotels in my day, but never gotten bed bugs. But because I haven't, I get the sense that God is up the other side of that, and I've slept in and around some pretty vile things.
Well, that's how I feel about STDs.
Well, no, you can't get away from that. Eventually, that catches up to you.
There is a story out now in Las Vegas about bed bug infestations.
See, I've never had that, thank God.
And I would think like if you, I don't want to call out any properties, but like, let's say you
Say you stay in a castle theme.
Let's say, yeah,
Call 'em out.
or a themed hotel that rhymes with Mercus.
Yes, or maybe one that looks like a pyramid.
Yeah, maybe
one of those.
You're taking your chances. Okay,
it's a pretty high chance too.
But when you're staying, this is where it scares me a little. The resorts that failed inspection for bed bugs in the most recent thing, the Bellagio and the Cosmopolitan.
Yikes. See,
these are like upscale, some of the nicest hotels on the Strip. That's concerning to me.
They had a bed bug outbreak in the at the London Olympics, and it didn't matter the hotel, all of it. I mean, everybody got bed bugs.
So they're saying what you need to do. The only way you can avoid this is like
Burn the house.
Well, no.
Right?
What you need to do is when you go into the hotel, you need to, first thing you should do is take your luggage and put it in the bathroom until you inspect the rest of the room. But take a look at the mattress pad.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Look at the pad.
Take a look at the mattress itself.
Right.
And you should be able to see them. But if the inspectors actually find the bugs, then you are like they fail that hotel. And the fact that it's happening in those places, it's like, oh.
I'm telling you, I rarely check for even bed bugs.
And look for the stains on the. There's like stains on the mattress liner.
Yeah, the black stains.
No.
I won't name the hotel for this. But before I lived in Vegas, I
God, I don't know.
That's the worst thing about it. Anyway.
I went to my hotel room, and I walked in, and there was a pool of vomit and blood on the floor of the bathroom, and I was like, did they give me the wrong room? Like, I immediately called down, and again, I'm not going to say the name of this place.
Crew.
This is not it's the only time I ever stayed there, and it's not a place that you would think of as like a it's not a not nice place. It's a pretty decent hotel, and yeah,
that's why you tip your maids, by the way.
Oh, please. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's wild. But of course they immediately put me in an upgraded room, and I don't know
marker for this.
I don't know how we let this happen.
I saw blood, by the way. I need a marker.
Seriously.
Yeah. It's going to cost you $500 just because I saw it.
But that's the worst when you're seeing.
See, I don't want to know. They bring in that black light. No, don't want to see the smears and the splatters and the. Yep, nope.
The reality is bed bugs are in every hotels where humans sleep. They're not just in the dirty, cheap, old, or budget properties. You're just as likely to find them in the super clean, expensive, and luxury resorts. They come in on people every day and are typically handled swiftly by housekeeping and pest control. You are unlikely to be impacted by bugs, pests, or bites, but risk is never zero.
I agree with that.
Always inspect your bed.
I've had a flea outbreak in my house many times.
Children or dogs?
Both.
Okay.
Kind of one leads to the other normally.
Wow.
Fog the place and carry on.
Yep, that's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Have you had lice in your house?
No, not since I've been an adult. I had lice when I was a kid from sharing a baseball helmet.
Well, my boys have had lice more than once. I mean, it was just common. And it's because of that, sharing baseball helmets and headbands and locker rooms.
Yeah, that's just that's the reality of it. But yeah, no, my kids haven't had it.
Cover their head in mayonnaise.
No, I just shave their heads.
Yeah.
You still got to cover them in mayonnaise.
Why?
Because of the eggs, the nits.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I think typically my wife is against those homemade things.
Works
she would just go buy whatever.
We would use that, but the red eggs,
poison.
We've used it, but the mayonnaise works. I mean, legit. I can tell you from experience.
Well, thank God Will Levis is hawking it.
Your hair is lustrous.
That's what Will Levis uses in his hair.
Throw it deep. Doesn't matter who catches it.
Throw it to the other team.
Doesn't matter who catches it. Somebody
fumble
will.
it. He don't care. All right. I meant to talk Major League Baseball in this segment. Haven't done it, but
it's early on.
It's early on. The New York Yankees win Game 1 of their series, and the Guardians
yawn.
They just can't hit.
That's yawn baseball.
And you know what? Aaron Judge, in this time when and I say in this time, in the playoffs, when Aaron Judge basically always stinks, is being covered by Giancarlo Stanton, who stunk all regular season and is now looking like Babe Ruth. The Yankees have had two good players all year. It's been Soto and Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge falls off. Giancarlo Stanton shows up and starts playing like he's actually worth something. And Juan Soto, of course, continues to be phenomenal. He's writing himself a blank check.
And Hamill's throwing smoke, man.
Yeah, they're in good shape. Rodon pitched well. Now I want to say Garrett Cole's up next.
I guess I meant Garrett Cole throwing smoke the other day. They were talking about how confident the dude's walking around. They're feeling very good about themselves right now.
I saw a stat, though, that the Guardians are the first team in the history of Major League Baseball to have 4 relievers with a sub-2 ERA with at least 60 innings pitched. That's crazy.
It's modern baseball for sure. I mean, they epitomize the innings eaters, but you have to be so perfect so consistently. That's why it hadn't been successful so far.
And they just can't hit.
That's the other part of this is when baseball teams that are good enough to rely on you to make a mistake to win. Like they're just going to play standard stuff. They're not going to knock you out of the game. They're just going to play baseball and not give up anything easy and expect you to pass a ball, to make a mistake, and they're going to beat you 3-2. And that's how the Guardians have played. But when you finally go up against a team that just can bang 4 out without doing anything else, they just don't seem to have enough.
And after the Dodgers had gone 3 straight games without allowing a run, the Mets explode for 7 and get a 7-3 win. Ryan Brazier, the opener, gets the loss, but most of the damage wasn't done off of him. It was Landon Knack came in and gave up the grand slam.
After they walked Lindor
Yeah. Yep.
I thought the Mets' little party was just about over. I don't know what to make of this team.
I don't either.
I mean, I literally have no idea.
I mean, I'm torn because I don't particularly like either one of these teams. I really like Shohei Ohtani. I really don't like the rest of the Dodgers.
Well, you're going to have to start
I've got to make a
Ohtani
decision.
to judge here.
Yeah, you're right. He's not, well, listen, he's above the Mendoza line. He's not hitting something like Judge.
But he's not doing what Ohtani did
No.
to get them where they are.
He's not doing Ohtani
Now, you
things.
teased it. And should we even be moderately excited about the potential of a Subway Series and the magnitude of what will happen with the national networks and games being played in their own city?
At this point, I would say there's probably about a 35% chance of that.
I don't know if it's a nightmare scenario. It'll be fun. I don't know. But I'm not looking forward to it if it happens.
No. We've seen it before, though.
The arrogance of New York fan.
But do you think Dodgers-Yankees would be any different?
To me, it might be. It's kind of a coastal thing. But, the New Yorkers are so arrogant about everything New York.
Yeah.
If they get the World Series and it's only there and, all the networks are headquartered there, it'll be a far bigger deal. They'll make it a far bigger deal than it really is.
Well, that's why I love watching the Jets fans melt on X.com last night. There's nothing better than watching the Jets fail on national television.
Because at least when the
better.
Cowboys lay an egg, it's a monster. It's a big thing. The Jets losing.
It's just the Jets losing.
The Jets lost.
Yeah, but I love it because the reason why I love it is every Jets fan believes that this time it's going to be different. I don't know why they're that way. Like, for someone like me, I've given up hope long ago that it's ever going to be different. But Jets fan always believes that this is the year. It's going to change. This time it's going to happen.
Like Cowboy fans?
This time, Lucy's not going to pull that football away when I try to kick it. And then they whoop, whoop, boom. Every time.
Yeah.
They never learn. The story so far is playing at the Boeing Center. What do they call it? Boeing Center, Techport. Boeing Center at Techport.
That's right.
I'm really bad at that, but I try.
They pay enough, the Boeing Center.
They do. They've earned it. But the story so far playing December 7th there at the Boeing Center, and if you are caller number 3 right now, you can go see the story so far at Boeing Center at Techport. Pop punkish band, from what I understand. I'm not super familiar with their music, but
me either.
Maybe you know what, Vic?
I would play it, but
They haven't let us play music yet. They haven't figured it out yet.
Nope.
Close your ears, YouTube. Just kidding. No, maybe we'll play some on the way on the other side of the break, and then we'll flirt with disaster because that's what I like to. I like to live dangerously. If you don't win tickets, you can go to BoeingCenterTechport.com and buy your own tickets, which is always a good thing to do as well. All right, we'll be right back. We'll talk some hoops on the other side. Morning Huddle 94.1.
When was the last time you carried in a case of water bottles? Those big, heavy 15-pound case of water bottles that you lug into your house once a week? Tell you what, talk about a monumental waste. All the plastic, all the water. I have a Connecticut. And with my Connecticut, you have the opportunity right now to go get something I don't have and I want. You can get it for free. A Connecticut water softener, you put one in your home right now, they will include a drinking station with a reverse osmosis included with your kitchen sink. They got the fancy outlets that will match your decor. They've got everything you need to eliminate buying the bottled water. Will significantly reduce the contaminants and any other than the other standard reverse osmosis systems. You can get a designer faucet that'll match your kitchen's hardware, and it's free of charge for a limited time right now if you go get a Connecticut. Let me tell you why I got a Connecticut and don't even have this. This is fancy. I went and got a Connecticut because my neighbors had one. I went and got a Connecticut because I live on a well, and and I'm bringing up stuff from a well that I don't want to drink and I don't want in my pipes, and I got the very best I could find, and that's Connecticut. They've been taking care of San Antonio for over 50 years. The water softener, when I did my research, I found out it's 80% more efficient than other competing models. They have the awards to prove it. They minimize all that soap scum, that dust and powder on the bottom of my dishes and in the dishwasher. That's gone. My ice is clear. Let me tell you, if you don't have a Connecticut, you're not dealing with the very best, and what a great opportunity to take advantage of one now. Call 656-PURE today. Let them come out and put a Connecticut in, and you'll get this wonderful addition This purified water coming right out of your sink. No more water bottles. Join the cool kids. Get yourself one of them big metal things and carry around the water, and no longer taking care of the waste. And along with all that, you get the warranty along with it. It's the very best. Find out for yourself. Call Kinetico today. Go to their website, KineticoSA.com. Remember the number 656-PURE. It's 656-7873. Call them today. Go get a Kinetico. I know you're going to come by and thank me later.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
You invited Dak and Coop over to the house. What mama cooked?
She never disappoints.
Well, what was the meal? We're really curious.
Well, she had the local pizza, salads, pasta, fish, chicken.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as, bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
With fall savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to $1,600 off select appliances from top brands like Samsung, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction. Wash and dry in one cycle with the Samsung Ultra Capacity All-in-One Washer-Dryer Combo from the Home Depot. And get laundry day done faster, running a super speed load in just 98 minutes. Right now, save up to $1,600 and financing on select appliances with fall savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing about September 26th through October 16th. U.S. only. See store online for details. Visit jdpower.com/awards for more details.
Here's your chance to own Texas coastal property for your vacations and rental income. Hi, I'm Jason with Eden Development. We're excited to invite you to our exclusive one-day land sale this Saturday, October 19th, to discover coastal luxury RV sites or turnkey tiny homes. Yours for as little as $59.9. That's right, $59.9. These exclusive properties offer a resort-style pool, lazy river, community clubhouse, fishing pier, boat storage, private lake access, pickleball courts, and much more. Located minutes from the stunning beaches of Rockport and Port Aransas, these sites are perfect for family vacations or as a lucrative rental investment. This land sale is one day only. This Saturday, October 19th, by appointment only. Call now, 361-520-2380. That's 361-520-2380. Excellent financing options. Call now to schedule your private showing. 361-520-2380. That's 361-520-2380.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 3:50. The Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Congrats to Chad Reed. He's the big winner. Chad Reed is going to go see the Rock Show. We're going to go see the Rock Show. The story so far.
Yeah.
Oh, what a guy. Congratulations, Chad.
I wonder if he's a fan.
I bet he is.
He'd almost have to be, right?
I think
who
he
would
would.
claim to?
Yeah.
Who would claim tickets who was not?
Yeah. Well, listen, one thing I've learned about radio and radio listeners is they love free things.
Prize pigs, we call them.
Yeah. I once said, when I was in Houston, I said, radio listeners will call in to win anything. And I said, we're giving away an STD. For caller number 7 is going to win chlamydia. And
chlamydia.
You saw all. We had 8 phone lines. They all just lit up.
They wanted to know who they were going to catch it from.
That's right.
You know, I'll take up an STD if it's from the right source. You know, if it's curable.
They thought it was our hot intern.
So you're telling me if it's just a shot and a little itch?
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, those were the good old days. Giving away chlamydia on the radio. Now,
was that in the 50s?
Now people hate chlamydia. They're against it. Yeah. Rob, you were talking about the San Antonio Spurs making some moves, and I don't know what the move is. I don't know if there's a winner to this move.
These moves always intrigue me because this was done as a favor to somebody. Either
Seems
with
that
the
way.
Bulls, Sacramento, or San Antonio. Somebody needed a solid. Now, I don't think Jalen McDaniel was the one that a favor was done for. So he was just a pawn in this. But somebody needed a solid to either round out a budget next year or fill in a gap for a pick, because the Spurs took a 2025 protected 55th pick or better and moved it to a 2031 pick. So they kicked the can down the road.
2031?
Yeah, they kicked it down the road for 6 years. And then they took on a player that they're not going to take, and they immediately waive. So I don't know who the solid was for. Like Sacramento needed to round out something that maybe they'll remember us fondly win. But, you know, it was a meaningless deal that did something good for somebody that you hope will pay off. And I don't think it was for the Spurs.
What? So Jalen McDaniels, like, what's going to become of him?
I think he's an NBA guy, but he certainly doesn't. It was never going to be a Spur. I mean, he's a typical 6'9" run, jump and shoot guy that every team has. He just has to find the right spot. But again, I don't think he was just a pawn in something bigger. And this is a meaningless deal that will, at some point for the Spurs, you hope pays off in a way other than this just a second rounder. Because a second round pick is more about, well, anymore I take this back. For the longest time, a second-round pick was more about the commodity that a pick is other than the player. But as salaries have ballooned, second-round picks now do matter. They do make teams. Where used to, your second-round pick didn't make it.
Coming up at 8:30, that's a little over 1 hour from now, we're going to take a look at there's an article on The Athletic talking about the bottom of the Western Conference and how it's going to shape out this year and how they expect the bottom of that conference to look like, basically the non-playoff teams.
I think we're a part of that.
Well, they think so too.
Yeah.
But I'm curious if you think you're in the right region of that conversation.
We're treading water, but we are still in the swirling toilet.
Elsewhere in the NBA, Joel Embiid and the Sixers have already decided on a way to avoid him being hurt come playoff time.
Is that rest? We'll see you in April. I think that's the answer.
This is according to Joel Embiid. This is a quote. "If I had to guess, I would probably never play back-to-backs the rest of my career." Now,
me too.
Something you have to consider about this is when you say I'm not going to play any back-to-backs, that means There's 15 games this year where you're sitting out.
Well, Kawhi's managed to do it most of his career. I don't blame anybody for asking. If you never know.
We now know that if you don't play at least 65 games, you can't win postseason awards.
Well, he's already got those, so that doesn't matter. Well, the most important thing about the 65 game limit and the award limit is the contract that goes along, the
once
escalation once you
win
win and once you got it, You've already done it. So he doesn't need any of that anymore.
But it is funny that, because it's 65, so if he just says, okay, I'm missing all the back-to-backs, that's 67.
Would you do it? Honestly, because I would. I honestly would, knowing full well if I can get him in April, I'll sacrifice 10 games during the season. I'll drop 5 spots in the playoffs. I'll play a roadie in New York, and I'll go to Milwaukee with an extra roadie just to have a rested and healthy Embiid. And there's no guarantee even with that, which is the concern. But absolutely I would. That's the great thing about 82 games. I can punt 10.
Yeah, maybe. I will say when he was on the floor last year, he was the best player in the league.
Yes, he is. He was points per minute, the domination per minute. There's no question.
He was the dude. But and the Sixers went a long way this offseason to ensure that if he were to miss some time, that they can at least stay afloat. Like Paul George gives them. If Embiid's out, Paul George can be
he and
the other focal point on the offense with Max.
That's as good as a lot of teams even get.
Andre Drummond now means that when Embiid's off the floor, you're not, the fall off defensively isn't tragic.
Yeah, glass eater. The bounds stay the same.
And then you've got some depth with guys like Eric Gordon and Caleb Martin, so that even when Embiid is healthy, he doesn't have to play as many minutes.
But even with a healthy Embiid and Maxey and George, are they close to Boston? Has Indiana passed them?
If they were fully healthy in the playoffs,
I'm not sure.
If they were fully in the healthy in the playoffs, I would pick them over the Celtics.
You would? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing it because
I think Joel Embiid's the best player.
I've never seen a healthy Embiid late in the season, so I don't know what he's capable of.
No, I agree. I also feel like Maxey has an up arrow by him still.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you said who would you rather have fully healthy, Embiid or Jason Tatum, it's Embiid, and it's not even close, quite frankly. I'm not even thinking twice
it's
about
hard
it.
to argue.
So, but when's he going to be healthy? That's the big question.
I've never seen
know.
It. So that's what I'm saying. You tell me you need.
When Zion's healthy, he's
even Zion.
When Kawhi's healthy, listen, those guys they're not healthy.
Well, Kawhi will never be. But they
already announced he's missing the entire preseason.
But for Embiid, I'd risk it. I would try. I'd give it a shot at least for a year. You know what? And maybe next year I look back on it and go, this didn't work because for a lot of reasons, and we're not going to do it again. And if I lose you, I lose you. But for 1 year, given the situation I'm in now, because Paul George is on the end of his string, too. I don't have a lot of time in Philly, so I'd give it a shot. Why not?
Maybe so.
Yeah. I hate it. It's not there's a lot of old heads out there. Charles Barkley is already bitching, already complaining. Yeah. But this is the modern league.
Well, not everybody's built for the full season like Chuck.
Yeah. Chuck didn't have to play a full season anyway. He only finished a year, twice? Finals twice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once with the Sixers, once with the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Yeah, I think so. All right, I got to tell you guys about my good friends over at Karbach. Yum, yum. If you are an IPA fan, Hopadillo is where it's at. Not only do they... the standard Hopadillo, the base Hopadillo is a fantastic beer. You can find just about any bar or restaurant in San Antonio. But if you go to the right stores, the HEBs or the Specs or wherever, you can find Hopadillo Hazy and Hopadillo Juicy, both of which are outstanding as well. And if you're not into the IPAs, you want something a little light, refreshing, that Love Street Blonde is great for you. And for me, Crawford Bock, just an everyday drinker. And, of course, seasonally right now, they've got the Carboktoberfest available on shelves as well. Fantastic beers that, again, if you're just looking for something a little bit new, you're tired of the same old, try something different, try yourself a carbach. Like I said, you could find it at every bar, restaurant in San Antonio damn near. So when you're sitting down for your next meal, you're sitting down for your next beer, ask your bartender, please make it a carbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Your commute definitely filling in. Let's start on the northeast side. 35 southbound Tupperwine. Got a brand new trouble spot here. It's an accident, right lane. Stop and go from Olympia Parkway. Loop 410 eastbound at Austin Highway. This wreck is blocking the median. Far east side of town on I-10 eastbound FM 1518. We've got an accident. Those delays start at 1604, so that's going to set you back about 45 minutes. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions, and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See, it's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Thousands of Texan homeowners agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
Madame Giselle senses something big coming. Is it a career change? Everything looks wet. I'm gonna be a swim teacher. There's a roof.
A swim teacher who also does roofing.
No, the roof of your RV has a leak and it's ruining the furniture.
Oh, that's okay. I'm covered by Progressive. But maybe I'm a swim teaching roofer who makes furniture.
Customize your coverage with Progressive's Roof Protection Plus and be prepared for the unexpected. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Roof Protection Plus available for RVs less than 6 years old. $250 deductible applies to any claim.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
The 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard is hiring both full and part-time positions with over 180 different career choices, including cyber, healthcare, communications, avionics, electronics, and more. The Texas Air National Guard offers a variety of ways you can serve. Earn education benefits that would cover tuition towards a bachelor's degree. To learn more, Google the 149th Fighter Wing. That's the 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we're going to talk good news. We're going to talk bad news. The good news, the Houston Texans are 5-1.
Best NFL team in the state of Texas. We'll talk about it with Indy Clue at 3:35.
And the Dallas Cowboys, what's going on there? Mother Football knows. Shireen Williams will join us at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Bam, 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 bam. Morning Huddle. Talking some hoops, talking some baseball, but of course,
good time of year.
It's still, it is. It's the intersection.
Yeah, it is. This is
all the sports are going,
and everybody's got playoff fever. So the teams playing still believe it. Young teams are still pointed toward. Nobody's eliminated. Cowboys are mentally, but
What's funny is the Cowboys are 3-3. The Jets are 2-4.
But
the panic feels way worse about the Cowboys.
Yeah, but mentally they're far
just because
worse.
they just keep getting absolutely assaulted.
Oh man, it's
when
hard
they
to
lose.
keep your chin up if you're a Cowboy today. The orders from on high would be no socials, no TV.
The good thing is that Mike McCarthy still believes in the team. At the end of the day, if we totally don't believe it's about us, it'll always be about us. And play to who we are, what we do, how we do it, then we're not going to get where we want to go. And I believe we will. I think this is an opportunity that we relish. I know I relish it, and I think they do too. I will say this. There was a moment where yesterday our guy Clarence Hill tweeted, Mike McCarthy is 30 minutes late to his press conference. And I was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh, clones.
Well, the good news here is now you can rely on Jerry's arrogance to prove that he's right, that he's not going to get fired. You know what I mean? Now Jerry's falling on the only thing he has left is his ego. And his ego tells him, I'm the smartest guy in the room. I'm the billionaire. I know what I'm doing. You don't.
Yeah.
So he's not going to fire McCarthy because that would prove to everybody that he was wrong. He's not going to admit he overpaid for Dak. He's not going to admit he got himself in a terrible situation. All he needs is more time.
This is the fourth time that Mike McCarthy has started a season 3-3. In 2012, they made it to the divisional round of the postseason. 2008, they missed the playoffs altogether, but in 2010, they won the Super Bowl after a 3-3 start.
Who was his quarterback?
Aaron Rodgers was his quarterback in 2010.
Okay.
The same Aaron Rodgers that can barely get the ball 40 yards down the field.
That was 14 years ago.
That was a time. What kind of an athlete were you 14 years ago?
Far better than today.
Same. I remember it.
Nimble.
I remember it like it was 14 years ago.
Agile. Hostile.
Oh, damn it.
Sadly, 14 years ago doesn't do a whole lot of benefit to me. We'd have to go 24 years ago. Then we're talking.
Yeah, there we go.
Here's what Mike McCarthy says about this. This is giving some opportunities. It's not all doom and gloom. There's still opportunities here.
I think this is an opportunity that we relish. I know I relish it, and I think they do too. So this is a place that a lot of good can come out of it, and been here before, and I think this is a really good opportunity for our leadership. I think it's an excellent opportunity for our young guys to continue to play. It's an excellent opportunity for these guys to build off of some of the things they have done well, and because this will pay forward. In my experience, it always has. When you play young players this much, and you play this many different players this much, I think the long game definitely has a chance to be very bright.
The long game.
All he did was he went into his office and he turned
How
around.
long is McCarthy's game at this point?
No. He's following the manual.
How many weeks are left in this?
Well, no, he's done. But he fell back on the manual. What do I do when my team is in decline or in trouble? I fall back on the posters that you find in a first grade elementary school.
Back to basics.
Back to basics. Hang in there. Things are better than you think. It's all about just trying hard and coming together. There's a lot of good things.
the next step will be easier than the last step.
All of that. He fell back on the old axioms because there's nothing left. What else can you say? But it can't get any worse than it is right now.
Well, the number one term in coach speak when things are unraveling is you got to get back to the basics. Fundamentals. Fundamentals. I wonder if Mike McCarthy thinks that fundamentals are important.
Right now we got to make sure we're really, focused and tight as far as the things, the way people are attacking us week in and week out. I mean, for example, line movement, versus our offensive line. We've been seeing that, steadily since week one, understandably, starting 2 rookies. So how can we better prepare our players in season, with that work? I mean, we got a ton of work in the training camp format with our defense. So how do we carry that over, next week and help those guys and make sure that they're getting more live work? So those are the kind of things that we'll be focused on. I know I'll be focused on, because it's all about solutions right now. It's not about
can't get any worse, baby,
going backwards. And we evaluate every day. So this is really building clarity.
We evaluate every day.
Make sure our solutions are how we're going to line up. We're not going to recreate the wheel. We need to get our fundamentals and techniques.
There we go.
Get the basics.
The basics
going and playing it. It'll help us play at a higher rate, and with that, you play with more confidence and play faster and all those things. So,
there's a day, AJ, that when coaches would come out after a game and tell the truth. Like Bill Parcells never lied about it. If his team sucked, he would say today, and in fact, he would give you the number. Number 74 today was terrible. I mean, some coaches would do that. Remember John McKay with Tampa Bay? There was a post game years ago, and he came and the first thing he said was, today our team, we couldn't tackle it all, but we made up for it by not blocking. That's exactly what I want. I want coaches today. McCarthy should have come out and said, okay, we want to talk problems. I've got 4 offensive linemen that can. If I got a defensive lineman that shifts 6 inches, I got an offensive line that has no idea what to do. Okay, so I've got that. So we're going to work on that. Then I've got an offensive line. I started a left tackle I shouldn't have. That's on me. That was me. Probably should have started Guyton. Didn't. Made the mistake. I won't do that again. Just tell us the truth. Come out and say, this is where I screwed up. I know you know where I screwed up. This is where I screwed up. This is where I didn't screw up. And this is what we're going to fix. Instead of we're going back to basics, we're going to focus on the fundamentals. You weren't? Now, the only thing...
They'd never done that before.
Well, the only thing that has come out of this that is concerning, because this is coach speak and this is NFL 101, is the whispers of the unfocused practice, the whispers of, loose practices, which... that is of concern because that plays into the penalties, that plays into the loose offense and the pre-snap stuff. That's the worry to me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think part of that's frustration with with the game, but yeah, I mean, I've done this a long time. This team's practice is hard. I mean, there's a difference between practicing hard and practicing well. So. They practice hard. We're not practicing well enough. So I think that's probably part of it. I would think. I haven't talked to him specifically about that comment, but I think that's part of it. I would think that's part of what he was saying.
He's addressing Dak, obviously, saying that they don't practice hard enough.
The practice hard enough thing now was what got Barry Switzer fired. When Troy Aikman had gotten sick of Barry running just loose, roughshod practices, Troy went to Jerry and was like, dude, him or me, man, because I'm not here to mess around. And I get the sense that it might be a little loose, and Dak's kind of like, come on, I just signed this whopping deal. We got to tighten up here. I don't know if that's the fact, but if one thing we all know, we talked about this yesterday, is the thing that gets coaches fired is the moment players start questioning motivation and focus. That's what gets coaches fired.
Effort. And there's been a lot of questions about if the Cowboys are soft, if they've given enough effort, and McCarthy addressed that.
When you use the word soft, particularly in this game at this level, they clearly playing faster than we were. There's no doubt about it. They played with more confidence as the game went on. And that's, to me, goes back to the belief in the details, the trust, not being as connected. We had some moving pieces. I think some guys start guessing trying to make plays instead of playing the call. There was way too much of that. I think some guys on offense were pressing, trying to make plays. So we had some situations up front that they got after us on both sides of the line, both lines of scrimmage. So that's that. I think it was more of that was a big part of our evaluation.
Was the effort there?
Yeah, I mean, define effort. I mean, yeah.
Define effort.
Look at GPS and numbers, things like that. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's more about playing fast and playing faster than the other guy, and you're being more efficient and, and all 11 coordinated. And they played very well, and we did not.
Define effort, he says. The definition of effort is a vigorous or determined attempt.
Determined.
Yeah, vigorous also. There wasn't a lot of vigor or determination out of the Cowboys on Sunday. I mean, it was. Now there was rigor mortis, but there was no vigor. There was.
Well, I used to have a coach that screamed at me. I can still hear, Thompson, are you a player or a participant? I think we had a lot of participants. I think there were a lot of guys out there. They were participating in the effort.
They were there,
and they were even participating really hard. They participated as hard as they could, but they didn't play.
God, look at Stephen A. celebrating. So I was at SA Card House yesterday playing some poker. I did not win any money yesterday. It was a losing session.
It's called gambling, though.
I know.
Yeah.
But the table I was at was clearly full of Cowboy fans. And this segment with Stephen A. came on where it was like the 5 biggest problems with the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
And
I saw that.
They were all so upset. Like Stephen A. is just living in Cowboy fans' brain right now. It's like because he cherishes these moments. Cherishes. And I mean, obviously he's one of the biggest voices in sports. So when he gets after him, it's like But he's also not really wrong either. Like it does feel like.
As far as Jerry's concerned, Steven's talking about the Cowboys.
That's true.
As far as he's concerned, whether it's good or bad,
dressed up with a cowboy hat, wearing smoking or carrying a cigar, not smoking it, but holding it.
Jerry's like, go buy 100 jerseys and burn them.
Yeah.
Go buy 100 of them and go burn them in the parking lot. I'll provide the lighter fluid. Go burn them. Talk about me. And then come see me lose. Buy all my tickets and buy my light beer and my Ford pickups.
The Cowboys have a sub 50% chance of winning, actually sub 45% chance of winning their next 5 games.
Now, do you believe that honestly? Do you look at that and go, they're realistically not going to be favored in any game? I get that. But do you look at that and go, the Cowboys are going to go 0-6?
No.
I don't either. I mean, it's easy to say the end of the world.
Dude, 45%, like, let's say you've got a 45%. I mean, you're going to win that plenty.
Right.
Like you're probably going to win. You could easily win 3 out of 5 on a 45%.
But I can tell you, as average Cowboy fan who is not a gambler, who just watches games and wants a win, and you see this day in and day out, next 6 games not favored at all, and 47% chance of win and 36%.
Mm-hmm.
It is real easy to go, I'm out.
They might not be favored to win a game until November 28th when they are home against the New York Giants.
Is that Thanksgiving Day?
Is that Thanksgiving? I guess it is, yeah.
Oh, man.
Thanksgiving
on a short
Day.
Week. That's one of those 3 games in 10 day kind of deals.
Yeah. That might be the next time they're favored. The home Eagles will be close, and I don't know what their number will be at the Falcons, but I know they're going to be they're going to be dogs at San Francisco. Obviously, I'm almost certain they'll be dogs at home to the Texans, and I'm almost certain they'll be dogs at Washington.
Absolutely. Well, the Washington. Let's see what happens in the meantime with Washington. They tasted their first little defeat.
Washington is
you're right. But I think we'll
things
see what
things would have to
them.
be drastically improved for the Cowboys for them not to be dogged at Washington.
But I'm looking at where they are, and I say it a lot, and I've grown to appreciate it even more as I've just kind of chanted it. Is you are what your record says you are, and the Cowboys are a 500 football team. The world is not collapsing. It's just how they got here. So I don't think it's over. I think that there's still possibility of a little bit of a playoff run. I know that there's no Super Bowl in this team, but I don't know.
Sure doesn't feel like
me, this season is becoming more and more of a referendum on Jerry and secondary on his coach. I think now that we've passed the torch, that Dak signed, that's a foregone thing. It's done. But now this is Jerry more than it has ever been. This is on you, man. Can you squirm your way out of this mess? Because I get the sense, if he can't, that he will abdicate.
Yeah.
Watching him yesterday on Sunday, man, that was a defeated, worn out man.
Let's just play in the NFC only right now. Do you know how many teams the Cowboys have scored more points than? And they have scored more than the Eagles and Rams, but those teams have only played 5 games. So let's leave them out. But how many teams that have played the same amount of games as the Cowboys have scored fewer points than the Cowboys?
Well, considering they didn't even score a touchdown last week, in all the NFL?
Yeah, we can do all the NFL.
I mean, the usual suspects. Where's Carolina in this?
Carolina has only scored 103 points, and the Giants have only scored 96. The Cowboys have scored 126. They've topped out a couple AFC teams. The Broncos they've scored more than. The Jags and the Raiders. Oh, and the Browns, of course, the Browns. And the Patriots. So you got some decent.
They're a 3-3 football team. That's about where you would be if you were any other team at 3-3.
But defensively, who's given up more points than them?
Well, that's kind of like the fantasy football dude. That's the one guy in the league that's gotten everybody's best. That you've given up like 800 points and nobody even close to you after that.
Carolina's given up 203.
They've given up.
Jacksonville's given up 178. And the Cowboys have given up 168. They are the third worst scoring defense.
And, it's been those offensive juggernauts they've gone against, those Clevelands and Pittsburghs that really ran it up. It's not really fair that they're going against those go-go offenses like Pittsburgh is running.
That's the thing. The two of those offenses that are worse than them, Pittsburgh and Cleveland, they play, and the Giants, they played them too.
So,
damn it.
It's not fair that those high-powered offenses have been stacked against the Cowboys.
How do you have such a dreadful defense when you've played 3 of the worst scoring offenses?
See, don't bring that up in polite company, because that's when you start believing that's 45% chance of win, 37%, because they are literally playing only the worst teams, and they're barely squeaking by them.
Yeah. I think what you just said, it's not over. They can make the playoffs, but we saw them on the field we've seen them on the field against 2 good teams this season. The Ravens handled them, and the Lions just humiliated, pulled their pants down in front of everyone. That's the if you said who on their schedule so far has a chance to play in the Super Bowl, that's the only 2.
Yeah.
That's the only contenders they've played. Now they've got some more to come. I'd say the Niners are certainly a Super Bowl contender still. I think the Texans are. I think you can maybe make a case for the Eagles. I don't know. Well, the Bengals, Lord knows what they are. But we've seen them against the
very best of the NFL.
If you want to pretend like the Cowboys can win a Super Bowl, let's comp them against the best teams in the NFL. And it's happened twice, and it's been humiliating twice.
Well, they could have already played the Super Bowl right now, Detroit and Baltimore. They've already played the 2 teams that could very easily be playing.
And what we know is the Cowboys are nowhere near that level.
Distant
nowhere near that level. All right, we'll be back. We'll talk some more NBA coming up at the next hour, and talk a little more Aaron Rodgers, see where we think he's at. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Your commute definitely filling in. Let's start on the northeast side. 35 southbound Tupperwine. Got a brand new trouble spot here. It's an accident, right lane. Stop and go from Olympia Parkway. Loop 410 eastbound at Austin Highway. This wreck is blocking the median. Far east side of town on I-10 eastbound FM 1518. We've got an accident. Those delays start at 1604, so that's going to set you back about 45 minutes. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. The app is really simple to use. Pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your money. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code PRIMETIME and get $50 credit instantly when you play $5. That's code PRIMETIME on Prize Picks to get $50 credit instantly when you play $5. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states where it is lawful to wager. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Before you fire up that grill, get into Tri-County Meat Market, because that great meal starts with great meat. Locally owned and full service, Tri-County has everything you need to up your grilling game. Steaks, beef ribs, pork ribs, their seasoned fajitas, chicken, poppers. Tri-County has what you need with the quality you expect. You can always take advantage of their Pick 5 special, and they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener, online at TriCountyMeat.com.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
What's on? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs made a trade yesterday, sending a 2025 second-round pick from the Chicago Bulls, which was a top 55 protected, to the Sacramento Kings for Jalen McDaniels, who was promptly waived. In Major League Baseball, the New York Mets opened up their series with the Los Angeles Dodgers, taking 7-3 win in Game 2. In the ALCS, the New York Yankees took Game 1 over Cleveland 5-2. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Found a story here where we know that Jerry has said couldn't afford it with Derrick Henry. And this article says, can they afford Devonte Adams? Here's why they can't afford to pass up on a trade for Devonte Adams. And now, you know, Dak was able to, he's had some moments. He's had moments here and there since since Devonte came available. He was able to win that Steelers game. That was nice. Wasn't pretty, but it happened. But they talk about how with the Raiders getting more and more desperate to move on from Devonte Adams and the Cowboys needing to make a splash, seems like, you know, maybe the price might be down to a third rounder plus a player.
I don't think it's down there yet. We'll know what the value is at trade deadline. I think right now, if I'm the Raiders, I'm asking for more than I think I might end up with, but you never know. That somebody might reach the point of pain. So I'm not going to give him up yet. I got no reason to hurry and make a deal.
And in this situation, it's like there's no guaranteed money left on his deal after this season.
But he's not going to be nice. He's not going to just come and hope. You're going to have the deal done.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Cowboys have $21.5 million, which is the seventh most in the league in salary cap. So it could fit what's left of his contract this year easily.
Don't do it. Don't just because it looks good, it won't be good for you.
You think it's a waste or what?
Well, you're painting a car that's misfiring. I mean, you got to work on the engine. Let's get some linemen. Spend the money where it ain't pretty. It doesn't, Jerry, you're not going to get a splash headline when you announce you signed a dude that wears 74 instead of 88 or whatever he's wearing now. An offensive lineman ain't sexy, but where the Cowboys need help, that's where you go spend the money. Go in the offseason, go find the best you can find that play inside the hash marks. That's the problem here. Yes, it looks good right now to make Dak happy, and you'll throw for some more yards. Will you win one more game in January with Devontae? No.
Would Derrick Henry have made a difference to this team?
Yes, no, that's a different beast.
Even without any better offensive linemen?
Because I think Derrick Henry and maybe one other back in the NFL, I'm not even sure which one it might be, can exist with Yak. I mean, Derrick can take that first tackler on. That he's going to get hit with Dallas. I mean, he can break more of those than most. So he's the one running back, the one skill player in all the NFL that I would have said spend the money on. Other than that, if you're not buying offensive or defensive linemen, you're wasting your time.
No, I generally agree. It's just funny that
because it looks good. If I'm Jerry, I'm listening. Oh, okay. So it would only cost a third round to get Devonte Adams, and I could commit to 3 years to money that I might be able to fix and maneuver in 3 years. It sounds pretty good to me. It would be hard to say no, but the fact of the matter is, somebody needs to be in the room and say, Jerry, the reason that Dak went 13-3, when you look back to the last time the team was really good, look at that offensive line. Look at that defensive line. Look at the dudes you had. That's why you won. It wasn't stud wide receiver. It wasn't Zeke. The line was controlled on both sides for 2 years, and things were easy. Now they're not. Why? Because you don't got the dudes.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if there is a fix out there. I don't know if there is a fix available.
Not this year. No.
But the idea of Devonte Adams feels like maybe you're going to at least have it's at least more fun.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Will be.
And right now,
it looks good.
You got to sell some kind of hope to your freaking fan base.
Well, my good friend Greg Moore always used to say, just because it looks good doesn't mean it's good for you. And it does look good. It would placate fans. And yeah, there might be a touchdown or two scored, and maybe CD is more excited because he's not always double covered. But what happens the very next time that CD doesn't get the ball? That suddenly the receptions are gone from your OG.
Yeah.
I mean, you're opening the door to a lot of problems that, quite frankly, your quarterback isn't talented enough to fix.
That's where you're probably right. I don't know that. I don't know that building more talent around Dak is the answer, which is why I didn't want them to sign Dak long term anyway.
Well, certainly he needs talent around it, but it's the right talent, and I don't think that he has the kind of skill set to deal with competing great wide receivers and the egos that go along with it. That's a difficult prospect, and only the very greats have ever managed that.
Well, and I don't know that the very greats reside on this football team.
No, I mean, winning cures everything, but the fact of the matter is, Devonte has a history, and CD is developing it. I can watch him right now. He's already bitching.
You know what? But he's at least bitching quietly.
Is he?
I mean,
we have video of him screaming at his quarterback, "Hey, nice ball, number 4." Did you remember that?
Yeah,
that was only a week ago.
Well, they said you were wrong about the quote there. That's not what he said.
He looked awfully mad.
He didn't look happy. You're right. Elsewhere in the world of bad quarterback play, the Browns continue to say that DeShaun Watson gives them the best chance to. I can't even say it with a straight face. Deshaun Watson gives us the best chance to win. Continues to give us the best chance to win.
Poor Stefanski, man.
We need to play really good.
Serious.
We need to play really good offensive football at his position and really at every position to be successful.
All right, boss.
Deshaun Watson is so bad at this point.
That conference call with his owner.
Imagine Deshaun has not had a 200-yard passing game this season. Not 200 passing yards.
So the fact that the way he worded it, he gives us the best chance to win. So you're saying we got no chance.
You got no chance.
So what you're telling us, coach, is as we sit right now, we have absolutely no chance of winning. Because if that's the best chance we got, I'm checking out. Poor Haslam.
Deshaun is also averaging 5 sacks taken per game.
Wow. Well, you know, it's just you get what you deserve, and Haslam deserves it. He deserves everything he's getting for thinking he was the smartest guy in the room.
I agree.
And going and signing just a genuinely bad guy.
A deal that pissed everybody. Every other owner was like, "Don't do this," and he did it. And now he's eating the bleep for it.
He gives us the best chance to win. You want me to go spread that out there, boss? I'll go do it. The check's cleared, right?
Dude, it is such a crazy thing to say he gives you the best chance to win. I don't know that you can really put into perspective how bad DeShaun Watson has been this year. So I'll try and make the case as best I can. DeShaun Watson's QBR right now is 21.7. To put that into perspective, in the last 10 years, that is the worst by a qualifying quarterback. The next worst is 24.1.
Oh, that guy was good, though.
That was Josh Rosen, rookie year in Arizona, when they said, nope,
that guy's
he's out.
Now, he's out of the league and has been for a couple years.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
So to put it in even further perspective, so again, DeShaun Watson with a 21.7. Last year, the worst QBR in the league was Zach Wilson, 31.3. Almost 10 points higher Zach Wilson a year ago. Bryce Young last year had a 34.1 QBR. 13 points higher than DeShaun's this year.
He gives us the best chance to win. This guy is the acorn that becomes the mighty oak. The moment that he figures it out.
I don't know how far QBR goes back, but I don't remember seeing, and again, there's still time for him to get out of that number. Maybe he's not going to finish with that 21.7. I went all the way back to 2011, and Blaine Gabbert had a 22. Oh, here it is. 2010, the last time there was a quarterback with a worse QBR than DeShaun Watson.
Well,
you want to guess who it was? I'll give you the team. Carolina Panthers.
Was it Zach?
2010.
Oh, that's before that. 2010. Cam was no, that's even before Cam. We talking about like Jake. No, that's way back. I don't know who was it way back then.
Jimmy Clausen.
Little Jimmy Clausen.
Little Jimmy had a 13.8 QBR. So right now, per QBR, DeShaun Watson is the worst quarterback of all time not named Jimmy Clausen. Jamarcus Russell in 2008 had a 29.2. Jamarcus Russell was better than DeShaun Watson. Like, this is unprecedented, ridiculously poor play. And they're like, yeah, this is our best chance to win football game. This is their best chance to win football games because the check is signed.
Well, it's only $230 million. I mean, it's not like he's getting paid a lot. It's only $230 guaranteed. I mean,
I don't know what they can do to fix this. I don't know that they can fix it.
You can't. They can't. You are. This is it. This is it. Now, I will say this.
This is the worst decision. This is the worst decision in the history of football.
Now, if Haslam, there is one little safety valve sitting in there, one little poison pill that if Haslam had the wherewithal.
Oh, I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say.
If he built in a poison pill about defending the shield, he can pray that maybe another girl comes out of the woodwork. It may be just enough
We're
to
almost on the same.
the deal. Just maybe he went to a Diddy party. Maybe DeShaun was hanging with Diddy. You never know. But maybe there's a way to get out that way, because I guarantee you a guy that would sign somebody for that ridiculous amount of money is just deceitful enough. Not deceitful, but just cagey enough maybe to add a poison pill in there just in case you didn't tell me about everything.
Not only that, if I were Jimmy Haslam, I'd go a step further. I would send a masseuse to his hotel room.
Go New York Yankee on this?
Uh-huh. I would set him up for failure and I'd hope that he does it.
Once I heard Diddy and baby oil, I thought, well, that's right up DeShaun's alley, if you know what I mean. Don't Google happy baby pose. I'm just warning you.
That's actually a really good idea. Jimmy Haslam should really look into that. It's the only way to fix DeShaun.
This is Anita Wonderfingers. I've been called in to help you out. A little bit of rehab action here for DeShaun.
Are you my client today?
Client?
Oh, DeShaun Watson? Never heard of you.
Don't worry, your ending will be happy.
Hope
wink,
you're here
wink.
to have fun. I love fun.
Ever been on a shower table? I have a friend that's an owner of a football team. You might have met him. Kraft. He likes the shower table. Whatever the hell that is.
On the other side, we're going to talk a little bit about the Jets, and we're going to give the latest on the Hassan Reddick update and why Bill Belichick is very unlikely to be the next head coach of the New York Jets. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Hey, I'm talking to all you hunters out there. Are you getting your leash ready? Is everything prepared for what looks to be a fine hunting season? Well, if your blinds aren't straight and your feeders aren't all set up, maybe it's because you don't have the right vehicle to take care of it. And I have it for you. It's the Kubota RTVX. It's North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. And if you haven't been on one, man, you haven't done it right. Head over to any one of the many Ewald Kubota dealerships all over Central and South Texas and take advantage of great deals going on right now for you hunters. If you're looking for something to carry big equipment, you want to modify it for all kinds of different things, you can do that at Kubota. They've got everything you need under one roof, and the financing to back it up. $0 down, 0 APR for up to 36 months. That'll save you nearly $1,000 on an already great deal. And what I love about Ewald is they've been here for a minute and they ain't going nowhere. And the service after the sale, you're just not going to find it. Now, everybody else for all the different equipment, because we know Ewald, that's a fine tractor, and the orange protection deals that go along with it. But if you can't buy it, you can rent it. If you got a big job and only need a big equipment for a day, a week, or a month, let Ewald Kubota take care of you. They'll deliver directly. They'll train your people up. They'll get everything taken care of so you take care of your business. You need to head over to any one of those many Ewald Kubotas to find the deals that they've got going now. They've got the service, they got the parts, they got the rental, and the 11 locations around the state to serve you. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we're going to talk good news. We're going to talk bad news. The good news, the Houston Texans are 5-1.
Best NFL team in the state of Texas. We'll talk about it with Indy Clue at 3:35.
And the Dallas Cowboys, what's going on there? Mother Football knows. Shireen Williams will join us at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
At Frost, some of our services sound too good to be true. Like the largest ATM network in Texas. Early payday, so direct deposits made to personal checking accounts are available up to 2 days earlier. Having a real live banker to talk to 24/7. Or that time a Frost banker gave a San Antonio restaurant her personal debit card number after a customer's card was mistakenly declined at his business dinner. True story. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions, and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See, it's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Thousands of Texan homeowners agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
George gets justice. No amount of money can make up for a life-changing injury. I'm George Salinas,
And at George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our team of attorneys will fight to get you the maximum compensation because we prepare and we care. So if you've been injured in an accident, get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Joel, don't you just love Halloween?
It's okay, but I do like your troll costume.
I'm not wearing a costume.
Folks, if your home's AC starts making those witching sounds or the pipes in your walls start moaning and clanging like ghosts having a party, call Quarter Moon at 651-5899 and we'll send our team of highly trained
Ghostbusters!
I was gonna say technicians.
I ain't afraid of no clogs.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Do you want to add more fun to watching NFL games? Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app or get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com and start playing the Pick'em game. Love playing Pick'em just about every game I play. Love winning money. You too can as well. Win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats like passing yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, field goals made. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward. Signing up is easy. Just go to the mobile app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com.
What's that?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
All right, Rob. Who are the 5 best teams in the NFL at this point?
That's easy. Baltimore and Detroit are 1 and 1A. I don't know who's better.
Okay.
Very closely behind them, I'll put Minnesota.
Okay.
I'm going to include Tampa Bay up there.
Oh.
A little bit of offense. I like what they're doing there. And to round out those 5, just to go against everything I say about your record, you are what your record says you are. Of course, Kansas City.
Okay.
But San Francisco, I do think belongs in the conversation after what I saw last weekend.
I think mine are Ravens, Lions, Chiefs, 49ers, and I'll probably put the Vikings in there.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, I threw Tampa in there just because my Sancho is Baker. But they're a football team I wouldn't want to play right now. But I'm not sure they'll be there at the end.
I think Buffalo and Green Bay are in the discussion too.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo's got to get James Cook's toe right.
I don't know, man.
Let me tell you something, Skip.
What's backup?
Move your toe, James. Move your toe.
Backup seemed pretty fine.
Ooh.
That's what I was saying.
How's your toe, James? Ooh.
We'll take him. We'll take the younger brother.
Where's my sound, Vic? They
been,
moved it again. These guys keep moving away my.
Dude,
they keep moving it. Let me tell you something, Skip. You move my sound one more time, Skip. Oh, my James. Move your toe, James.
The measure of what a great team is, you have to kind of go against what they've who they've played.
Yeah, I am so annoyed by these CBS guys doing their power ratings because Pete Prisco is the one who does it. Number 1, Kansas City. Number 2, Minnesota. He's like you. Well, you are what your record says you are.
That's why I threw Kansas City
are
in
the
there
top
last.
2.
I don't think Kansas City is by far the best team in football. I think they're 3rd, 4th, or 5th. The
I don't
record
think so
tells me
either.
they are. But the fact is, I think mano, they lose to 3 of the teams I mentioned. I think right now Baltimore runs over them. I don't know about Detroit because I don't know if they have the gamesmanship to beat them, but I certainly think man for man they're more talented but for one dude. Now that one dude's a big one. And then after that, the way Minnesota's played, shoot, on their best day, they take Kansas City down too.
The way that a power rating is supposed to work is it's supposed to say this team would be better than this team on a neutral field. Right. So if these two teams met on a neutral field, say the Super Bowl, who would you favor to win?
Today.
He's got the 49ers number 11.
Wow,
he has the Falcons number 8. You're telling me if the Falcons and the 49ers lined up on a neutral field in London, you would bet the Falcons to win that? He's got the Bears ahead of the 49ers. Stop it.
Well, it's like your mock draft 2.1.
Stop.
He's got to write something next week.
Where do you think he has the Dallas Cowboys?
After this weekend, if it's a point in time, a snapshot, I'd have them at like 28.
He's got them at 17, down 8 spots from where he had them last week.
I think they're being very kind. The numbers I'm looking at tell me they are in the bottom 4.
Well, the bottom 4, Carolina, New England, Cleveland, and Jacksonville, they're all hard to argue with.
Well, I think when I'm the numbers,
Cowboys might be in the bottom 5.
With 3 home games this year, you get outscored by 66, outrushed by 476, have 7 more turnovers than your opponent. You're minus 24 in explosive plays. You have 421 of the yards that the teams have run against you have come before contact. You're down there at the very bottom. I think Prisco's being kind.
It's wild when I think about it. Like, it's real easy to figure out why. If I'm one of these teams if I'm in the bottom half of the league right now, which the Cowboys are, and I have a well-paid quarterback, I'm really worried because there's no fix for that.
There's not.
So Dak is paid what he's paid. It ain't changing, and the Cowboys are a bottom half of the league team. The Jets, Aaron Rodgers is making a lot of money. He's 19th are the Jets. This is concerning too. Joe Burrow's 20. The Bengals are 22nd. Kyler Murray, Cardinals are 23rd. Daniel Jones, Giants are 24th. Although they're about to get out of that Daniel Jones deal, they're going to feel fine about it. The Rams are 26th. Matt Stafford's paid, although, I mean,
that's a whole other story.
They might have excuses. I don't know. Dolphins are 28th. They've got a high-paid quarterback, although he's not on the field. But the Jags and the Browns, they're stuck with what they got.
Yep.
Like, if you are paying your quarterback and you still suck, that's really, really worrisome. That's why the teams like, Houston's in good shape right now because they're not paying their quarterback yet. Minnesota, they've got the cheapest quarterback, or one of the cheapest quarterbacks. They got Sam Darnold and a rookie.
Oh, yeah, they're good. They won't be able to keep them both, but at least for another couple of years. The most
Tampa.
If Darnold has the dream Super Bowl run and starts for 2 years, the most Darnold will ever get paid will be Baker money. That's the most he'll ever get. So if you're Minnesota, play these cards right. You got a quarterback for the next 5 years at nothing.
If Darnold wins the Super Bowl, they'll pay him like Kirk Cousins got paid, I bet.
Maybe for a year or two, but nothing long.
Tampa, cheap quarterback. San Francisco, the cheapest quarterback.
It's about to change.
That's about to change. But it's like...
But the good news is they've got their other dudes already paid. I mean, they've got everybody else pretty good, in pretty good shape for 2 years.
Except Debo.
Well, I think they're finding that, Debo's important. But I think if they had to choose, they'd pay left tackle over Debo.
They paid left. Well, yeah. But yeah, I don't think Debo's going to be on this team anymore. But they'll figure out a way. But yeah, that's the thing. If you're in bad shape and your quarterback you're married to, It's the hardest thing to fix.
It's life in the big city. You roll the dice and you hope you hit it right, and if not, it's 5 years. You just slowed things down by 5 years unless you can extricate or a miracle happens.
And mind you, Dak has not been the worst. Okay, like this isn't a oh my God, this is the worst Dak could possibly be playing situation, but it's not Dak is the highest paid quarterback in the world kind of play either. Like, that's concerning.
Well, there's the matter of, the next guy up, and you expect that. No, he's not awful, but the problem is most of these guys are getting paid, and they're all decent quarterbacks. None of them didn't deserve to get a raise. I mean, it's just, but the separation of guys that can just do it when things are at their worst and lift you up and do something above and beyond just complete a pass or run a play. You don't know whether you've got that until sometimes you've already paid them. You hope, you pray that you get them into a situation where they take on a good team and can lift them over a good team. And 99% of the time you're wrong. That's the case.
All right, when we come back, we're going to switch back to the NBA, take a look at the bottom of the Western Conference. I want to see where Rob, if Rob agrees on the Spurs placement. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As we start to get out of the morning rush hour, still working a few trouble spots. 281 southbound Stone Oak Parkway. 2 right lanes blocked with a crash that has you stop and go from Boulevardy Road. So about a 10-minute delay. On I-10 eastbound before you get to Fulton, this wreck is 2 right lanes blocked. That's a 15-minute delay. Stop and go from West Avenue. On 35 southbound at 1604, that stall is taking up a right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hello. My name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. Recently, we've all seen advertisements from attorneys here in San Antonio saying their firm does not get paid an attorney fee unless there's a recovery. And maybe you've heard, we don't get paid unless you get paid, or words to that effect. Well, that is what I've been doing for more than 30 years. I honestly did not know that there were attorneys in San Antonio that would represent an injured client and charge a fee if there was no recovery. You see, I practice law with basic principles, one of which is you never need an excuse to do the right thing. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, including a commercial or business vehicle, an 18-wheeler, call me. The phone call and consultation is free. If you hire me, I will not get a fee unless there is a recovery. And this has been true for me and my firm for more than 30 years. My number, 210-900-0400, that's 210-900-0400, or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But here in Texas, we don't expect the ways water is breaking down our foundations and damaging our homes. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is shifting. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. Make sure your investment is protected. Get your free inspection at FoundationSupportSpecialists.com.
Halloween's coming alive at Target. Jackie and Gordy the Jack-O-Lanterns here with a front porch view of Target's Halloween deals, like 20% off costumes with Target Circle. We're talking rock stars, witches, princesses.
Ooh, I think I'd look good with a cape.
I think so too, Gordy. Plus, hit the trick-or-treat jackpot with 20% off candy.
Now that's how you get porch traffic.
This week only, save 20% on costumes with Target Circle and 20% off candy. Make your Halloween come alive at Target. Restrictions apply.
When I wake up
The best mornings
In the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
The 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard is hiring both full and part-time positions with over 180 different career choices, including cyber, healthcare, communications, avionics, electronics, and more. The Texas Air National Guard offers a variety of ways you can serve. Earn education benefits that would cover tuition towards a bachelor's degree. To learn more, Google the 149th Fighter Wing. That's the 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 3:50. The Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
NBA season coming upon us. Have you heard what they're calling the race to get the number 1 pick?
We're something for flag, flagging for flag. Bailey.
SAG for flag.
SAG for flag. We wanked for Wemby.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna have the worst odds, but the Athletic went through the bottom of the Western Conference. And it says when you say the bottom of the NBA's Western Conference, it feels like a misnomer. This season, you're talking about 2 teams. He says overall, 13 teams will be in the playoff mix entering the season, which is a problem when only 8 qualify.
Yeah, I buy that.
Who do you think the 2 are that are...
the god-awfuls?
Yeah, that they're not even considering a possibility on?
Oh, let's see in the West.
Because I disagree with one of them.
Portland?
Portland is the worst.
Yeah.
They project Portland's record at 20-62 and think that Portland might be the team with the best chance to have the most lottery balls.
After that, I mean, Phoenix was terrible, but I think they're going to be better, if not significant. Shoot, the West is stacked. I don't know, man. Who would be the other?
They say the Utah Jazz.
See, well, then Utah, yeah, okay.
You know what? I don't, because when the Jazz traded away Gobert and Donovan Mitchell and they said, okay, they're hitting reset, they were supposed to be the least talented team in the league. And what they did, they won 30 games the first year and they won 39. Like, they're not as bad as people think they're supposed to be.
Right. But one of the things I've learned after having to watch the Spurs as they floundered and tried is you can't mistake the amount of talent on your roster for the intent of the season. You know, just because they got talent doesn't mean talent is going to be playing when it matters. Because the Spurs were good enough not to be the worst team in the league when Wemby. But the plan was, we're going to lose a bunch of basketball games. I don't care how good we turn out to be. The plan is to lose. And I think if Utah comes in with a plan to lose, he might not be the best current general manager, because I think Brad Stevens is that. but Danny Ainge is where Brad
He's up
learned
there.
everything from Danny Ainge. So Danny's got a plan, and the plan is to get Cooper Flagg, and I can get into a lot of reasons why. But the plan is for the Utah Jazz to go get Cooper Flagg. That's the plan.
And there's VJ Edgecombe, the Baylor kid, Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper both going to Rutgers. Like this is a deep draft.
It's a deep draft, but as good as it will be from 2 to 9, it ain't even close to number 1. It is Cooper and everybody else. And there's a couple. This Bensa kid, Ace Bailey can play. There's a lot of good dudes coming out, but Cooper Cooper will be more NBA ready than Victor. I'm not saying he'll ever be better, but he'll be more ready to step on an NBA court next year than Victor could have dreamed of being.
They're saying the 13 team in the West, the LA Clippers.
Yeah.
With Kawhi Leonard status iffy, no Paul George, and now they got James Harden.
What are you talking about? They got a pretty new building. Aren't they opening in the arena this year?
They are. But this was I don't know. Without Paul George, I do think this is going to be, and with the questions about Kawhi, I don't expect him to play a lot. It's going to be, I think it could be a disaster for them. Now, when I think on the nights, if you had to put an over-under on how many games Kawhi and James play together.
Well, I would go more about how many minutes do they actually spend on the court when they're both playing. I don't even think they spend time on the court together. But in a season, if you were dreaming and hoping, you'd hope for half. So I'd say 42.
That's what I was going to say, 41 and a half.
41,
yeah.
Like right there.
That's
because
wild.
You're not going to get Kawhi but twice a week. So the opportunities for that is just going to be slim.
The 12 seed, they have the San Antonio Spurs. 37 and 45 is their prediction. And it said, sure, the Spurs should be bad, but Victor Wembanyama might be so ridiculously good that he vaults San Antonio into postseason contention by himself and screws up their chance to get another elite talent to put next to him in a loaded draft.
Here is when you write a column, but you really don't understand fully what you're writing. This is not about what the Spurs do this year. This is about what Atlanta does this year. The pick that we're watching ain't the Spurs. Spurs, shoot for the stars, man. Go for the playoffs. Win every game you can. Now, we're rooting against Atlanta.
Unless Wemby hurts himself in the first couple weeks.
There's all the other stuff. But as far as health goes, now is the time you start to learn to win games. I know we're not fully staffed yet, but now is the time that those 2, maybe 3 dudes that are going to be here in 4 years, they got to start pointing toward we win every game. There is no punt a game because the draft pick will get better. We got Atlanta to deal with that with this year.
I don't know enough about Cooper Flagg to speak on him. I don't really follow recruiting. I'll know about the kid when he starts playing at Duke. But is he a shooter?
Yes.
Okay. To me, that's the Spurs so desperately need a shooter, a real shooter.
Well, his game isn't to shoot threes, but he is capable. The Spurs don't need a Cooper Flagg to go get a title. My God, if it happened, it would be ridiculous. But the chase will be for that. They know that they're going to be in. Atlanta's pick is going to be a lottery pick. There's no hesitation about it. And the Spurs could double up with another couple of, 10, 11 picks. But Atlanta could be truly desperately bad. They could be so freaking bad this year that they're going to be some ping pong balls that Spurs might actually get lucky. And it's not just about him. You mentioned Ace Bailey. There's a Bensa kid that is as athletic as I've ever seen. There's some real talent coming. But the fall into the playoffs, that's imminent, dude. I think this is a 40-win basketball team. I think with Victor doing what Victor did in the Olympics and just add Chris Paul and wait till we start watching Steph Castle become something, because what I've seen in just 2 games, at least against his weight class, young kids or old guys, he's pretty damn good. There's 6 or 7 games, I think, that are going to be won that we didn't expect to win just because Steph Castle's on the team.
I disagree with them on number 11. They've got Memphis 40 and 42. I think Memphis is a playoff team. I think when you look at if you can have a full season of Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bane, if you get healthy Steven Adams.
Smart's still there, right?
Healthy Brandon Clark.
Marcus Smart gone?
Marcus Smart is there.
That's a good basketball team. They fill all the boxes.
Yeah, I don't see why this shouldn't be a playoff team. And if Zach Edey has any kind of upside,
and have you seen his early returns? That's a good basketball team. He undershot there. That's 45 wins in that team.
I think that's a playoff team. I think that, and I'll tell you who he has in the playoffs when we finish this list. The 10 seed, they have the Houston Rockets, 43-39.
That's about right.
It does feel about right for them. Like they're starting to come.
Oh yeah. Sanguine improves anymore. They're right there. They're a decent team.
And adding Van Vliet gives them like a real, like an actual not a kid.
A good mix of youth.
An adult in the room, as I like to say.
But I will say this: it's time for Jalen Green to do something.
You know
what? It's time. If not, he's going to be a journeyman.
He's a restricted free agent, and they're going to have to figure out what's going on with him. But I also think Reed Shepherd could be
brilliant. I think this is a good team. 43 is right where they need to be.
Number 9, they've got the Sacramento Kings at 44-38. Kings won 46 games and missed the playoffs. So that's a tough break last year. They've got them missing him again.
They pick up former Spur DeMar DeRozan.
Yep.
Herter's been a little banged up, but you add that along with Keegan Murray. DeMontis is a double-double going. De'Aaron Fox is one of the fastest dudes in Malik Monk. That's a very talented. They're undervalued there.
Yeah. So we'll see if that actually comes
somebody
to Malik Monk.
These teams that you just mentioned two that I think are imminent playoff teams. So that means there's two above them that aren't.
So I just did the quick math that they're not listed here, but I think we can agree. No one would argue OKC, Denver, Minnesota, and Dallas, right? Those are four. Those are the locks. His other 4, Phoenix. I don't think that's a safe play.
No, they're a year older.
Now they are certainly they have a wide range of outcomes. I agree with that. Like it wouldn't shock me if they were the 3 seed. It wouldn't shock me if they missed the playoffs.
Yeah, Durant. Ugh.
Golden State.
They're not. Well,
again, I hate to write them off, but it's. I think all 4 of these teams have a high or wide range of outcomes. Phoenix, Golden State, the Lakers, wide range of outcomes, and the Pelicans.
All of those are iffies. Any one of those 4 could not be in the playoffs.
To me, Sacramento and Memphis are the 2 that are like.
Yeah,
I have a hard time seeing them not making it.
And I think the most likely not to be effective are Golden State and LA.
I agree, just because of age.
Yeah.
Although, God, Zion, I could see if Zion gets hurt, the Pelicans suck. That's their thing every year.
I'm withholding judgment, but
they've got
fingers crossed.
They've got Yao Ming. It's like they are if your guy is healthy, you're a solid team, a contender. If he's not, you stink.
Speaking of, I think I saw Ben Simmons air a 3 out yesterday.
Whoa, it's time.
It's time. It's NBA season.
It's time.
Yeah.
Ben can shoot. He found his shot.
Yeah, he's been grinding all July, but he can only make 3s in July, sadly.
He has been working on his shot. So you think in general the NBA media is undervaluing the Spurs' chances?
No, I think they're right. I think that's about right. It's still Chris Paul, who's 40-some-odd years old, and a 20-year-old big post, and a Devin Vassell who's not even on the court yet. There's a long way to get to the playoffs, but this is going to be a fun team to watch. And the thing about this year more than any others, I think we're going to go into fourth quarters and we're going to go into the last 5 of games thoroughly in it, and that's going to be something new.
Yeah.
Just to be competitive in the close, and we're going to lose more than we win in those because we're a young team. Chris Paul's going to help with a few. We're going to see a lot of lobs and a lot of fun basketball. But 45 wins is the roof, the ceiling. I mean, that's it. And that would involve some drastic injuries to some good teams if they're going to get that high. They're just not enough.
I don't know, man. I mean, I agree. They're certainly under-talented at this point, but if Castle's a fast starter and, if Harrison Barnes has one more season left in the tank and Chris Paul, I could see
45 wins and a 7 seed. Yeah, man.
I could see that world. I think I said coming into this season, I would like to see the Spurs fighting for a play-in spot. And if they're doing that, we've seen a big improvement.
That's the difference this year. We play to win the game.
But
and
also,
last year we did not.
I think you really have to consider that even if the Spurs play really well this year, it might not be good enough to make the playoffs because the West is so loaded.
There's the benefit of mediocrity, and I'll call it mediocrity instead of parity. I think there's a lot of mediocre basketball teams out there with some good talent, but not completely loaded. There's some good things about that because every night you got a chance. But the bad thing about that is because everybody's pretty good, that you're always in deep water. You never get a night off. You never get a chance to learn. And one of the things about Pop and young teams is once the season starts, practicing is pretty much done. You get your practices in your games. You walk through and you hope you retain a couple of concepts, but it's only applied in game. It's just hard when you're dealing with a young team and not the time to practice that you're accustomed to. So we'll see fits and spurts and heats and runs, but there's a 5 loss in a row in this team. There's a 2-week consecutive of losses in this team, just like there's a 6, 8, 10 win run on this team and I think we're going to see both this year.
The Vegas win total for the Spurs set at 36.5.
That's low. I like the over on that.
I do.
I like that.
I think I like the over on that.
I think they're going to be closer to 38.
If you think they will go over 37.5, you can get plus 105.
I think I think Wemby, Castle, and Paul alone are worth 15 wins.
If you think they can win 40 games, you get plus 155.
Now I might wait on that one, but you know what? That's not outrageous.
It's not. That's a decent number. To make the play-in, the Spurs odds plus 275.
Yeah, they see it like we do. Yeah.
Their odds to make the playoffs. What's your guess?
Plus 200?
Yes, plus 380.
Oh, went the other way. They don't see
almost 4-1 to make the playoffs. It seems like good value, right?
Well, again, they're looking at the parity here. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot for an average team to go bad, and it takes a whole lot more for an average team to get good. So a couple of dings here and there. The Spurs, they're as average talented as anybody, but the upper side of this is Wemby, and Wemby is worth, I don't know, a fully functioning Wemby alone wins you 15 games that you probably wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
Just because of what he's capable of. And the Spurs have a point guard that now knows how to moderate game flow and protect possessions and things that we're not used to doing. Yeah, it's eminently possible. Probable I wouldn't go, but possible, yeah.
Who's your pick to win the West?
Right now, Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's Oklahoma City.
Right, it's Minnesota, Oklahoma City, Denver. But right now, I think Minnesota's got a little bit of bounce in their step and something to prove.
And I think the one scary thing would be if Luka still hasn't hit his peak, Dallas could be really good too.
It's what was that big post that came out of nowhere late? I think as the big men improve,
Lively.
As Lively improves, and as Kyrie maintains, that will be the real moderator for them. But they're playing for the playoffs. They're playing for Luka to stay Luka and get in the playoffs and let him win a bunch of basketball games then.
Well, today is Tuesday, October 15th. Opening night in the NBA, Tuesday, October 22nd. We are 1 week from it.
Spurs tonight, Miami, 6:30 tip.
You gonna watch it?
Yeah, man. I hope we get a little bit of Wemby, a little bit of Bam, just see a little bit of fun there. The great thing about Miami, and Pop will have them ready for this, is Miami is going to run sets. They are going to execute you. They are going to. It's not going to be let the ball roll out there and let's play advantages. This is Spoelstra's going to have his team cutting and dicing and doing things that's the kind of preseason game you want to play.
Yeah. The college football games are dreadful tonight, so I'll probably end up watching the Spurs too. These are all just gross games.
I mean, it's games.
Yeah, but do I really want to spend my life watching Kennesaw State play Middle Tennessee?
We got baseball.
That might be the move.
And I hate Kennesaw State with a white-hot passion.
Why?
So I hope they lose.
Why do you hate Kennesaw State so much?
Was it Kennesaw? No, it was App State. I'm sorry.
Oh, Appalachian
State's
State.
The one
yeah,
that bit us in the nuts last year.
Yeah, that was them. Kennesaw doesn't
almost
win.
UTSA.
They don't win games.
Yeah, they almost got UTSA this year.
They don't win games.
No.
Don't be silly. All right, 1 hour to go. What? We'll figure out something fun to do for the last hour. Jerry's salty on the fan. Said it's not my job to tell you what I've done wrong and tell you sorry for it.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As we start to get out of the morning rush hour, still working a few trouble spots. 281 southbound Stone Oak Parkway. 2 right lanes blocked with a crash that has you stop and go from Boulevardy Road. So about a 10-minute delay. On I-10 eastbound before you get to Fulton, this rig is 2 right lanes blocked. That's a 15-minute delay. Stop and go from West Avenue. On 35 southbound at 1604, that stall is taking up a right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
It's homecoming for the UTSA Roadrunners. This Saturday, be at the Alamo Dome as the Roadrunners host Florida Atlantic in their homecoming family weekend game presented by UT Health San Antonio. It's also their Salute to Healthcare game where healthcare workers can get buy one, get one tickets. Tickets starting at just $21. It's the UTSA Roadrunners hosting FAU this Saturday in the Dome. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your tickets now. UTSA football. It's more than a game. It's an experience.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great-tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE Connecticut.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-583-5795.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you.
Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs made a trade yesterday, sending a 2025 second-round pick from the Chicago Bulls, which was a top 55 protected, to the Sacramento Kings for Jalen McDaniels, who was promptly waived. In Major League Baseball, the New York Mets opened up their series with the Los Angeles Dodgers, taking 7-3 win in Game 2. In the ALCS, the New York Yankees took Game 1 over Cleveland 5-2. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Bomb, bomb. Bill Belichick, who was the name that everybody brought up when the Robert Saleh firing happened. Oh, the Jets should go get Bill Belichick.
Oh, it's going to keep happening with every open job.
Now, remember, Bill Belichick worked for the Jets for a day.
Quit.
Didn't like it, said, I'm out. But he doesn't seem to like the ownership there.
He doesn't like Woody. Didn't back then.
There's been a rift between Belichick and the Jets for a long time. He resigned on a napkin before he could be introduced to the media. But he was on the Manning cast last night, which I want to talk about both broadcasts. But Belichick said that he thought that Robert Saleh being fired was a mistake. He said he brought in a culture, a level of toughness and competitiveness that the Jets just didn't have, and it seemed like it was quite early to fire him. That's kind of what it's been there at the Jets, you know. They've barely won over 30% of their games in the last 10 years. The owner being the owner, just ready, fire, aim. And he said, I'm not a big Jets fan, in case you don't know that. I don't think the Bill Belichick's going to coach the New York Jets.
You know, the difference between Jerry and Woody, the Jets are Woody Johnson's boat. The Jets don't make Woody. They make Woody some money. But the Johnson family of Johnson & Johnson, the Jets are a dalliance, a sidebar. They talk about their team in pleasant country club conversations, but it ain't how they make their money. And I think Belichick, like Kraft, that wasn't how New England he made his money, but he was willing to treat it as more than a boat. Woody treats the Jets like a boat. Like, we'll put a new paint on it. We'll put a new engine on it. I don't care. You know, it doesn't matter.
Well, if you remember in the 30 for 30 that they did about Belichick, he was talking about when he was going to the Jets, they didn't know who was going to be the owner because their owner had died. I forget his name.
The older Johnson.
No.
That's
it wasn't
the Johnson family bought into it.
Hess.
Oh,
Leon
Hess. That was that was all. The Hess was also a billionaire. The Jets were a dalliance. Hess was a communications billionaire.
But the guys that were bidding to win the Jets were Woody Johnson, who obviously eventually got it, and James Dolan, who is the much maligned owner of the New York Knicks.
Who built the Sphere, by the way, so congratulations.
Yeah, he did something right on that. And obviously, at the end of the day, Bill Belichick said, I didn't talk to either of them. I didn't particularly I don't know how he worded it, but he didn't like something about them.
He didn't want to work for people who football is just a pastime. You know, at least Kraft was willing to put his money where his mouth is. Hess would never put the money up. Johnson ain't going to put the money up, and when he does, he wants too much involvement.
Yeah. On the other broadcast.
Now, it's funny.
This is my favorite moment of the night.
You brought up a conversation, and I heard, maybe it's because I wasn't watching one of the casts, but I heard the conversation, but I didn't catch that Troy didn't catch.
Because you were laughing. You were already laughing at the first conversation.
I think so. I think this is what happened.
So Troy Aikman and Joe Buck are doing the broadcast, and Joe is telling a story about Aaron Rodgers and his ankles. And Aaron Rodgers famously doesn't wrap his ankles.
Because they're stronger.
Oh, yeah. He thinks they're stronger because he's never wrapped them. And the reason why he doesn't wrap them is when he was young, he was playing behind Brett Favre, and Brett Favre never came out of the game. And he said it was uncomfortable to stand on the sidelines with my ankles wrapped and never be playing. So I just stopped doing it. And Troy gave a nice little friendly laugh.
Wait till I tell you a story about Aaron.
And then he said, Aaron does not wear ankle wraps. And it started because he was playing behind Iron Man, Brett Favre. Brett Favre never came out of the game. And Aaron, he wasn't comfortable on the sidelines with his ankles wrapped. So he just said, I'm not wearing them.
And Joe should have said, but yeah, that's a good story. But did you know Aaron doesn't tape his ankles?
Do we need to put Troy in the concussion tent and make sure everything's working okay?
Dude, we've all been there. He was reading something. He was listening to his producer. He was doing something.
I'm talking about he gave the exact story word for word right back to Joe.
They
didn't show him.
The camera wasn't on Buck like,
I wish.
Like poking him. Hey, you with me?
Oh, it was so funny. I mean, it was like you could tell it was a story that Aaron had told them this week during prep, but they both were like waiting for the right time to give it, and then once Joe gave it, immediately.
It was on my run sheet. I was supposed to talk about
Troy was like, yeah, Joe, you're right. Now let me tell you about Aaron Rodgers, why he doesn't wrap his ankles.
See, Joe, it's on my run sheet. I'm supposed to talk about it right here.
I already told that story, Troy.
Dang it. Now.
That was actually the best part of the broadcast.
I cannot wait. We'll have him on tomorrow. We'll have Dr. Garrett on tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
The premise that Aaron's ankles are somehow stronger.
No, it's an absurdity.
I found so when he said that, I turned to my wife and I was like, "That's the most Aaron Rodgers thing I've heard since he talked about licking a frog."
Like somehow, I've broken my ankle 17 times, and it's just all it's done is made my ankles
just
tougher,
stronger,
scar tissue,
apart from all the injuries, but stronger now. That's such an Aaron Rodgers thing to say. So I didn't catch the second half.
But he would never emphasize a word like stronger. He would just keep everything really like this.
I just don't know. We're trying hard.
You know, he was supposed to run.
I threw it to the red line, and it was his fault, not mine.
He broke off the route, broke an in route.
Oh, he's a good kid. I like him, but we lost because of him.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what can I do. Am I a quarterback or a teacher?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I only have so much time on my hands.
And did I mention that I have strong ankles?
That's right. Joe and Troy, they could tell you.
I don't want to get into it, but
I don't want to get into why I don't wear ankle wraps. But if you want to ask Joe and Troy,
there's a good story. I relate it.
There's a good story. You'll hear it. You'll probably hear it.
Maybe I dreamed it. I don't know.
So a drug-induced.
Maybe that's why I don't have them taped. Most of the time I'm high and I forget.
That's right.
Get it there late.
Yeah. So how big was it a deal that Greg missed those kicks last night? It was big. But I knew there was a possibility. I gave Greg LSD right before the game in his Gatorade.
He kicked at the one he saw. I told him to kick at the middle one.
He had no idea that I'd put LSD in his Gatorade, and
but he's going to thank me for his
He learned a lot about
journey.
himself. He learned a lot about himself today.
Dude, it's so sad when you see a player. I do think that post-game, Brett Favre, as pensive as he was, could now see the end.
Yeah.
You know what? You get the sense that his mortality reigned upon him. about midway through the third quarter when he tried to zip a pass down midfield and it fluttered on him. It just went up and he thought, man, I can't throw it any better than that. That's literally all I've got.
Saying what he said in that postgame makes me think like he still he blamed Mike Williams for that for that route.
He has thrown 100,000 balls. He knows that was not a good pass. He might not admit
can't
to himself.
possibly think that was a good throw.
Watch him when he throws it. He goes, oh, yeah. And I don't think he's mad at Williams. I think he realizes there's not enough on that. I think he knew the moment that ball was gone, he was hoping, and then he saw Johnson or Williams plant his feet to try to get back to the ball, and he went, like, that wasn't it. I did everything I could. It's just not there.
I don't know. I don't want to say, like, it's funny because I see like DeShaun Watson and how terrible he is. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. What he is right now isn't terrible.
No, he's not. He's just above average. He's just another guy who can win plenty of football games, but he's not an MVP.
No,
and he's not a 355 touchdown. I told you I'm the baddest man on the planet kind of game.
And
that's
he's
not happening.
He's not the kind of guy who can turn a bad team into a good team.
No, so I'm not mad at him for being just 30 or 40 years old and being average. I'm mad at him because he induced belief amongst a bunch of people that he was better than he was.
Yeah.
That's what I'm mad at him.
So, well, we'll see how this thing ends. I don't think it's going to be pretty in New York. I said at the beginning of this year, I don't expect Aaron Rodgers to be with the Jets next season.
No.
Here it is. Breaking news. Reported by NFL Network, Devonte Adams Raiders working to complete trade to Jets. That'll fix it.
There we go.
They going to send back Mike Williams in the deal? Mike Williams listen, Aaron's got to get rid of somebody this week.
They better.
Yeah. Got to get rid of somebody.
Oh, I love the NFL. Gosh, I love the NFL.
I love it too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, NFL gods.
You know what? And now, I'm saying this now. I felt sorry for Devonte Adams because when he got sold, I think he got sold a bad bill of goods when he went to the Raiders. The Raiders traded away Derek Carr. That's the reason he signed with the Raiders. I'm not going to feel bad for him here. If he doesn't know what Aaron Rodgers is now, that's on him.
I wonder if he's going to just go and you know what? This would be the move. I don't add any money, deal. I'm just coming for the year.
I think that's what Devontae's looking at it as. Devontae's not. He doesn't want to sign a long-term deal with the Jets.
You and I are going to go out together.
Yep, and then I'll figure it out from here. And
hey,
somebody will pay Devonte.
This is a good thing for them. I'm glad that the Cowboys no longer have an opportunity to even try.
I wish the Bills would have got him. I think he's so good. But you know what? Whatever, man. Let him go flounder.
This is
you want to go? You want to tie yourself to that Aaron Rodgers train? You go for it, dude. That's a losing train. That's what I believe. A losing horse.
Well, I will say this, and I've always been a bit of a Devonte fan. You know, he's played for teams I don't necessarily like, but I always appreciated his skill set. When he did that receiver series, I'll be honest, I don't like the way he acted. I know he was sold a bill of goods and they lied to him and all that, but you're only one of 53, and you're one of the best of the 53, and I watched him pout and cry and whine all last season. We all get dealt bad hands. We all get lied to and left behind one way or another. But most of us don't pout and cry and whine until we get our way. And that's the one thing that bothered me about how he handled it. And if I was ever going to deal for him, I would ensure that I had some sort of hand over him that would not allow him to do that. I don't know what that would be, a financial ramification or something. But the moment I see you pouting and whining, the moment we have a conversation.
Well, now he's going to move. And he's not going to have a Taco Bell in his house anymore. That's going to be weird.
They have Taco Bell in New York.
Yeah, but Devonte Adams has a Taco Bell in his house.
I know. It's a nice one. You think he'll take the dude with him?
I don't know.
His in-house Taco Bell
I don't
employee?
know. I don't know. I don't know if he but that's going to be a big sacrifice for Devonte. All right. When we come back, we'll take a look at the world of non-sports. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I hope you woke up this morning feeling good about yourself, self-actualized and not in pain. If that's you, carry on with your day. You're doing something right. If you're like the rest of us and woke up with something painful, something that's just keeping you out of life, you don't have to carry on and be the brave soldier. You can get yourself fixed. Arasti are providers all around San Antonio with one real job in mind, and that's to get you out of pain. You don't have to worry about taking pills to hide it or some kind of long-term treatment program just to prolong the pain. We're talking about genuine fixes. Arostide goes about it in a rather unique way because it's not about pills or medications. It's about your body's natural healing abilities being maximized. So what happens when you go see an Arostide provider is you get a full evaluation. They're going to check and see why you're in pain and what's causing it. And once they figure it out, they can tackle the problem. And more often than not, they can get you out of pain and out of pain fast. In 4 visits or less on average. There are studies that prove it. Now, here's the things you need to know. They accept most insurances. And here's the good news. You don't need a referral to go see an Arostide provider. Write this number down. Call them right now. It's 1-800-404-6050. The website, easy, Arostide.com, AIRROSTI.com. Now, if you go there, you're going to see a map of all the providers around town. They're adding them new all the time. I bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. Listen, don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's life out there. Go see an Arostide provider. They're going to get you fixed, and when they do, I'm sure you can come by and thank me later.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
You invited Dak and Coop over to the house. What mama cooked?
She never disappoints.
Well, what was the meal? We're really curious.
Well, she had the local pizza, salads, pasta dish, chicken.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
Did you know every 3 seconds someone is a victim of identity theft? LifeLock wants to give you helpful tips to protect your identity this Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Adding multi-factor authentication, like a text with a security code, is one way to boost your security. But for comprehensive protection, trust LifeLock. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal info and steps in to resolve issues that arise, guaranteed or your money back. Protect yourself with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Smoky Moe's Texas Barbecue, the best neighborhood barbecue in San Antonio, is now taking orders for Thanksgiving smoked turkeys and holiday parties. Hurry, their whole smoked turkeys sell out every year. Order a freshly smoked, perfectly seasoned turkey and add their delicious side dishes for your best Thanksgiving dinner ever. Having a holiday party? Let Smoky Moe's bring the food. Choose from their classic Texas barbecue to their special holiday catering menu. Order now at SmokyMoe'sBBQ.com or call a Smoky Moe's near you. Smoky Moe's, the pit is lit.
With fall savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to $1,600 off select appliances from top brands like Samsung, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction. Wash and dry in one cycle with the Samsung Ultra Capacity All-in-One Washer-Dryer Combo from the Home Depot. And get laundry day done faster, running a super speed load in just 98 minutes. Right now, save up to $1,600 and financing on select appliances with fall savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing about September 26th through October 16th. U.S. only. See store online for details. Visit jdpower.com/awards for more details.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or diabetes, you're at higher risk of being hospitalized from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable. And one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
Do you want to add more fun to watching NFL games? Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app or get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com and start playing the Pick'em game. Love playing Pick'em just about every game I play. Love winning money. You too can as well. Win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats like passing yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, field goals made. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward. Signing Signing up is easy. Just go to the mobile app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 3:50. The Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime! Well, normally right here we would we'd talk about things that have nothing to do with sports, but Jerry Jones has made it impossible. Jerry Jones was on with Sean and RJ on The Fan in Dallas this morning, 105.3 The Fan, KRLD.
The flagship.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys.
And things didn't go great between the guys and Jerry this morning. Like, if you think it was uncomfortable when Rob and Mike McCarthy were talking about the Cowboys' offensive line, you got to hear this.
All right. Updates.
Yeah, but what is your counter? What is your damn counter?
My counter
is. I really want to know where you would go get it. Now, don't tell me about should gotten a guy in the off season.
Why not?
This isn't a damn word argument. Just because I'm not arguing with you, I'm dealing with how we line up against San Francisco, not what I did wrong last week or last month or 2 months ago or 2 years ago. If I really gave you guys a list of all the things I've done wrong over the last few years, you couldn't be on this program for the next 5 years steady and go over it. But every now and then you do some right things, and at the end of the day you add it up, and the rights give you a better spot than the wrongs. But if you think for any minute right now, there'll be one Super Bowl champion. What do the others do wrong? There's one Super Bowl champion. Now, we want to be that champion. And I'm sure not throwing the towel in today because of what happened out there Sunday. But I'm not going to sit here and waste a lot of energy, a lot of time. Let's talk about what I should have done back in 1907 or 2017. Ben, come on. I've got more time than that, and I actually don't even have time on this great show for looking back at decisions.
Okay. So, right. Jerry, 1970, a little different from this past off season in building the team we're talking about today, which there was a lot of criticism that you guys didn't add, didn't spend, and don't add, and don't spend, and are not aggressive enough with some of the problems that are still haunting the Cowboys today that we see play out on the field. That's the point of talking about the offseason.
I remember those criticisms very well. Okay, so what?
Are they playing out to be accurate?
What's your point?
My point is, it seems like
Listen, let me tell you what I'll do. About it. I will let us sit down and look at the decisions we've made over the last several years. Okay? I'll look at it. Now, if you think I'm interested on a damn phone call with you over a radio and sitting here and throwing all the good out with the dishwater, you have got to be smoking something over there this morning. I'm not. And I really don't, and I don't even want our listeners to listen to me, to talk about, this is not your job. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job.
Well, my job is to ask
why.
Get
a job, or I'll get somebody else to ask these questions, man.
Jerry, we're trying to figure out why the team is.
I'm not kidding you. You're not going to figure out what the team is doing right or wrong. If you are, or any 5 or 10 like you, you need to come to this meeting I'm going to today. There are 32 teams here. You're geniuses.
Jerry,
okay. Y'all really think you're going to sit here with a microphone and tell me all of the things that I've done wrong and without going over the rights?
Well,
Now, listen, we both know we're talking to a lot of great fans and a lot of great listeners. And I am very sorry for what happened out there Sunday. I'm sick about what happened Sunday. Now, I'm not talking to these yahoos on the end of this phone. I'm talking to you, the fans that are listening this morning. And we can spend a lot of time going over zigging and zagging. One of the stupidest things I've ever done that anybody has ever analyzed is buy the Cowboys. It was an idiot that did that. So idiot things can turn into good decisions. Okay? Smart things can turn into bad decisions. The facts are that when you make one, you don't really know whether it's going to be good or not at the time. So let's just go ahead. I'm trying to answer your questions, man.
Oh, yahoos.
You want some conversation this morning? You're getting it.
Jerry Jones here on the Fan. Jerry, are you worried about fan apathy setting in?
Wow.
And Doug.
That was unprecedented. That was unprecedented.
I haven't heard him like that before.
Ever. Never have I heard him like that.
Dude, that you're not going to ask me those questions, or I'll find someone else to ask me questions.
Just threatened to
I'm not
fire
kidding.
their flagship.
You think I'm kidding?
And I'm not talking to you, yahoos. I'm talking to the fan. Wow.
Dude, he is in a different zone right now.
You know, the sad thing is, we talked about it. It's his ego. He cannot accept the fact. What do you mean we can't talk about your previous failures? Well, how do you think we got here? How do you think we landed in this conversation today? It is your failures that got here. It's also your successes that got here. It's so difficult to watch a player, and I'm going to apply it to Aaron Rodgers, who thinks they've still got it when they don't.
Yeah.
And you can't convince them that they don't have it until literally the ceiling falls on them. It is explained to them in the most minute detail by action that you don't have it anymore. And this sounds like an owner who is just, every decision I've made recently has been wrong, and he's lashing out. I've never heard this from Jerry, and very few owners at that.
No, it is wild. That was an intense conversation.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad I wasn't their PD standing behind him listening to the guy, to the owner of the Cowboys threaten to fire the flagship.
I know.
Wow.
Dude.
Are we next?
Yikes.
There's turmoil behind the walls.
No doubt.
This is the tip of the iceberg. If this is him acting in public, what's he doing behind the scenes?
I know, right?
Compensation update for the Devonte Adams deal, according to Adam Schefter, a conditional third-round pick that can turn into a second-round pick. That's it.
That's higher than most. I mean, you think about first-round draft pick quarterback went for a fourth-rounder.
I didn't hear. And the other part of the deal is the Jets will assume the entirety of the salary. The Raiders aren't paying anything.
Oh, that's goodbye and good riddance to that.
Yeah. So they'll have
no new contract. He's going to play out the season and be a free agent.
No new contract as of now. So the Jets wide receiver room is now Devonte Adams, Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, and Allen Lazard.
Solid four if you can get the ball downfield.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to get it to them, but they might very well be open.
Sounds like a lot of catches for Tyler Conklin.
Brees Hall out of the
6 yards down the field.
The wheel route.
Oh boy, what a wild thing with Jerry. That is.
He said he cussed. He said "damn" a couple times.
Yeah.
Called them yahoos.
He stopped himself from calling them other things.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the fans.
Yeah.
Well, let's not bring up what I made, the mistakes I made. Let's talk about the good things I did.
Well, you can't bring up one without the other.
How?
It's not my job to tell you all the things I've done wrong and tell you sorry for them. That's not my job.
That's really unprecedented. I have a feeling he's going to regret this.
I don't.
No,
I don't think he has regrets at this point.
No, regret is not the right term. But he's going to come out and have to smooth things out.
Explain himself?
Something like that. I mean, you can't. Let's not talk about the mistakes I made. Let's talk about what we got to do to fix this. Well, the reason we want to talk about what we do to fix this is we can't trust you because of the mistakes you made.
See, the guy on the brigade bar confirms my decision. They're going to boycott the team till he dies.
Now's the time to watch. Now, of all the times, is to drink this in.
Good.
See, kids, watch this. Failure to plan is a failure to plan. Or plan to fail or something like that.
Plan to fail, I think. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I mean, we're watching it. It is living out. It's going on in front of our eyes.
There's a little bit more audio after the...
What do we got? Let's hear it. Let's see how it ends.
Worried about fan apathy. If you saw the letters and things I'm getting, that's the last thing from apathy.
Fans are stoked.
You're seeing very, very keen, intense passion about what we're not doing and concern about what we're doing. And that's the reason that I love this thing, is because you have that kind of passion. I love the passion. And I know nobody more passionate than our Dallas Cowboy fans. Now, I'll assure you one thing, and I know you guys know it. I'm not afraid to make decisions. And I can live with anything that we're talking about as far as criticism about those decisions. What I'm going to worry about is whether those decisions can pan out in a positive way. You've got a lot of reasons why they don't. And you've got a lot of teams up here looking around at some of the decisions they've made over the last few years. Just because everybody else is making bad decisions doesn't mean that justifies you making a bad decision.
You say you
so
don't...
We can go into this. I'm saying what I'm saying. Don't tell me what I'm saying.
Okay.
You listen to what I'm saying.
Jerry, why are you getting so mad at us? We're just asking you why the blowouts are happening, the historical differences at home. We're just asking about it on behalf of the fans, and you're getting real ticked off and mad at us. We're just
I'm not. Hey, can I tell you something, guys? I don't get mad at people that I can not be with if I don't want to be with. I don't get mad.
I get mad at Dak.
You're asking me for a response, and I'm giving you a response. We got to play better, and we got to play better at specific points. No, there's no looking for stepping out here and bringing in 20 new players between now and the bye. That's not the way it works. But I like the players that we have. You go around this league, and you will see a high recognition of the quality of players we've got. We should be able to not have happened to us Sunday with our players that we've got. Shouldn't have the highest paid quarterback in the NFL and not having have more production, but he's got to have blocking. He's got to have the routes run right. And the other thing he's got to do is it helps if he weren't playing somebody as strong as Detroit was Sunday. They were pretty strong. We hope we get a chance to show that those type of things I just mentioned works.
We're playing too good of teams, AJ.
Jerry, did you have a problem with all the trick plays, pouring it on, the offensive lineman stuff that Detroit did?
That was a lot of fun that you're having. You can do that when you've got a lot of time. You can do some things defensively when you got your other team reeling. And I will tell you that they had a great time out there at our expense, and that's frustrating. So if you're asking me, was that fun or was it frustrating or was I aware of some of the plays, the trick plays? I think somebody said they ran the tackle eligible 4, 5, 6 times. Well, that's rare, and you can have a lot of fun running those plays, but it's symptomatic of something that we can correct.
Jerry, Tyler Guyton didn't start this past Sunday. It was Tyler Smith, even though there wasn't an injury designation for Guyton. Is Tyler Guyton still the left tackle for you guys?
Yes, he just wasn't ready to go. Now, that's a good question.
There we go. That's enough. Now we heard enough. That's a good question.
You know,
you know what? I want that. Save that. Now that's a good question. Save that.
Okay.
That one I can pin directly on the coach.
That's right.
That was as much double talk.
I haven't heard him like that before. That's wild.
He is literally in a corner.
He really is
lashing out. Man.
All right. When we come back, we'll take a look at the daily lines. It's Morning Huddle on 94.1.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we're going to talk good news. We're going to talk bad news. The good news, the Houston Texans are 5-1.
Best NFL team in the state of Texas. We'll talk about it with Indy Clue at 3:35.
And the Dallas Cowboys, what's going on there? Mother Football knows. Shireen Williams will join us at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance offers a great price and round-the-clock protection when bundling home and auto. It's one of those rare times where you could save money and get something great. Bundle today at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Here's your chance to own Texas coastal property for your vacations and rental income. Hi, I'm Jason with Eden Development. We're excited to invite you to our exclusive one-day land sale this Saturday, October 19th, to discover coastal luxury RV sites or turnkey tiny homes. Yours for as little as $59.9. That's right, $59.9. These exclusive properties offer a resort-style pool, lazy river, community clubhouse, fishing pier, boat storage, private lake access, pickleball courts, and much more. Located minutes from the stunning beaches of Rockport and Port Aransas, these sites are perfect for family vacations or as a lucrative rental investment. This land sale is one day only. This Saturday, October 19th, by appointment only. Call now, 361-520-2380. That's 361-520-2380. Excellent financing options. Call now to schedule your private showing. 361-520-2380. That's 361-520-2380.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-550-8841. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-550-8841. That's 800-550-8841.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
At Frost, some of our services sound too good to be true. Like the largest ATM network in Texas. Early payday, so direct deposits made to personal checking accounts are available up to 2 days earlier. Having a real live banker to talk to 24/7. Or that time a Frost banker gave a San Antonio restaurant her personal debit card number after a customer's card was mistakenly declined at his business dinner. True story. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 36 months or save up to $1,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
What's that? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's not my job to do that. What's my job, Jera?
Yours is to point out the good things I've done.
It's probably true. I'll do that from now on. Jerry. Oh, Debbie.
You know, I don't sell Jerry short. This could have been a planned diversion. You know what I mean? And Jerry said, all right, I'm going to take the heat off my boys today. I'm going to go lob a couple of smoking bags of poop on 105.3 The Fan, see if we can distract everybody, and they can look at me.
Entirely possible. All right, let's do what we always do in this last segment. Let's take a look at the daily lines.
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh. There we go.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
The Daily Lines, brought to you by our friends at SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house over at 281 and Bitters.
Do you have your own chair yet?
I don't have my own chair.
Like a silver
No.
A.J. Hoffman Reserve 4?
But I've been spending a lot of time there.
You buy those things. You invest enough money, they'll give you one way or the other.
I don't want to move my chair around. I'm just going to sit wherever they tell me to sit.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe they would just make sure you always had a table.
You know what they do have? They have
table.
good whiskey and good tequila, and
some bread pudding
and some damn good. I like the fried rice. If you ask them to make it spicy,
I'll tell you, and this is no joke. Those are chefs; they're not cooks.
Oh yeah, no,
they
it's
really
legit.
Do cook. That's a good kitchen.
All right, the daily lines. Let's start in college football as we have
Tuesday.
3 games on the college football slate tonight. The Troy Trojans take on South Alabama in a battle for the ages. South Alabama 13.5-point favorites. 54.5 is your total.
Maybe they'll fall ass backwards into that.
Yeah.
Is this as bad a matchup as been put together in a football? Both these teams what's the combined wins with these two?
I don't even know.
Both awful. Then both these teams are terrible.
South Alabama's 2-4.
Okay.
Troy is 1-5.
So 3 wins so far this year.
3 wins combined.
Yeah.
I'm just going to guess that South Alabama scores a lot of points because Troy's defense is an absolute joke. Joke.
It seems to me that a guy that really follows numbers and lines, that there's money to be made in this kind of game. Like, this is one of those games that the Sharks look for.
So you're right in a way. The problem is on a night where there's only 3 games, those lines are a little bit tougher.
Gotcha.
What you're looking for is a game like this on a Saturday.
Right, busy day where people overlook these 2 terrible teams with one good guy.
This game on a Saturday, you can hit pretty hard, but they sharpen them up pretty good on the standalone days. So I'll probably if I play anything today, it's going to be that South Alabama team total over, just because I think they're gonna put up some points on Troy. I don't trust Troy to do anything, so I'm not going to play the full game over. But could potentially just play that prop. Kennesaw State, a 9-point dog at Middle Tennessee. Total of 50.5, depending on where you look. These teams are dreadful, but Kennesaw State they're in the conversation for worst team in football. Like, they're at the very, very bottom. I have them the second worst power rated team. So I have them 133rd out of 134 on my power ratings. Only Kent State is worse than Kennesaw State. So if you are a K-State,
either one,
it ain't good right now. Kansas State, I guess, is doing okay, but Kennesaw and Kent, not looking good. So Middle Tennessee is, I mean, we're not talking about a good team, but because I have Middle Tennessee 127 out of 134.
Well, they're looking for 126.
Well, they're aiming. They're aiming high, aiming for that UMass spot. That's where UMass is at, 126. So, there's always room for improvement. There's always room for improvement.
Now, the next one.
Louisiana Tech at New Mexico State. New Mexico State plus 11.5 at home. Total of 50.5.
Now, is this the team that played Texas? Did La Tech play? Who played
No, that
Texas?
was Louisiana.
That was ooh la la.
Yeah, no, that was Louisiana Monroe.
Monroe.
Yeah.
And New Mexico State, I saw lose to an FCS team, correct?
New Mexico State is they're dreadful. Yeah, things are going poorly.
I'm going to take Louisiana school over New Mexico.
I'm kind of leaning the other way.
Really?
Just 11.5 at
That's
home
a big line.
is so New Mexico State. Their only win, in fact, is against an FCS school. That's what you were thinking of here. Their home games so far, they beat Liberty they lost to Liberty by 6, which is a pretty good data point. And they lost to New Mexico by 10. Now you might be saying, well, that sounds terrible, but their road games they've lost by 48, 20, and 41. So they're way better at home than on the road.
Well, that's that one win.
And Louisiana Tech sitting at 2-3. One of those wins against an FCS team, Nichols.
Yeah.
The other one, home against Middle Tennessee, who I just told you is dreadful. Their other 3 wins, or their other losses, Florida International, Tulsa, these aren't good teams. Like they did lose at NC State by 10, but I think New Mexico State can hang with them. I don't know. I don't think I want to have money on New Mexico State, though. It just feels like it'd be a miserable night if I did that to myself.
Average 24 points a game.
So I'm going to avoid that game altogether, I think. Major League Baseball, we got one tonight. The Guards. Guards up. Tanner Bibby at Garrett Cole with the Yankees. Yankees minus 175. Guards plus 145. Total of 7.
Bibby's throwing smoke.
That's a good pitcher.
Bibby's a good pitcher.
Plus 145 is a good number on Tanner Bibby, I think. I think I'm going Guards. I'm Guards up today.
They're playing, waiting for the. I don't know how they make a mistake, but when they're waiting for the Yankees to do something dumb, and I don't think they're going to do anything dumb. I think they're going to beat them. I think the bats are bigger than the pitching.
Well, we'll see. Total in that game 7, like I said. The line's already out for tomorrow's game between the Dodgers and the Mets. They're at 1-1 right now. The game tomorrow, Walker Buehler and Luis Severino, the scheduled pitchers. We got to pick them.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and play. I like over 7.5. You can get that right now.
Are you still in L.A.?
It'll be in New York.
Oh.
The venue has moved. I'm going to go over 7.5. I don't trust Walker Buehler. The Mets their bats seem to be moving. The Dodgers have been moving.
The Dodgers beat a hot, happening baseball team, and it seems like they had a little bit of a hangover. They're better. They're better.
Yeah.
I just don't know if they have the destiny tag.
Yeah, I'm going to go I'll go with the over in that game, over 7.5. Tonight, your San Antonio Spurs are at the Miami Heat.
I haven't seen a list of starters and players yet.
Spurs plus 3, total of 211 in this game, plus 124 on the money line if you think the Spurs get the win outright tonight. Elsewhere, you've got the Celtics minus 7 at the Raptors, Hornets plus 2.5 at the Knicks, Pelicans plus 3 at the Rockets, Kings minus 1 in Utah, OKC minus 2 at Denver, and the Warriors minus 2 at the Lakers. What's your take on the Spurs tonight?
I don't know who's playing.
Okay.
But I do know the closer we're a week away from opening day,
You
I
usually
do
see
think we're
more
gonna
and more
see
starters
a lot of
minutes.
starters minutes together. So I'd like to see all the guys at some point. Keldon and it seems like Keldon's played and Wemby have played, but they haven't spent a lot of time together. I'd like to see those guys kind of mix it up. But
who was the other guy that sat out when we were there? Keldon sat, and
Devin's hurt, so you didn't play.
There was another guy who we thought.
Oh, Zach Collins.
Oh yeah, Zach. What's the deal with him?
I have no reason to think he shouldn't be playing. I don't know. I do expect more and more minutes. Miami. The good thing about playing in Miami in a preseason game is they're going to force you to play defense for 24 seconds. You're going to have to move your feet. You have to keep your eyes open because they do move the ball. They're going to execute better than most teams you're going to see all year, and they're already doing it because that team's old. It's a good matchup early. I don't expect a win, but you never know.
Maybe under 211?
Yeah, I'd say the under's a safe bet.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect them to be playing some kind of up-tempo. No. And, again, I'm curious. I'm going to watch this game tonight because I'm curious to see how much the Spurs try to shoot threes. I'm getting concerned that they want to be a volume three-point shooting team.
No. This is Pop. It won't be. But this is one of those, we're going to have to shoot better, so let's try it in the preseason, and then Pop will revert.
Good.
It just will. Because we're never going to be a volume 3 team, ever.
If you've got a top 10 shooting team, be a volume 3-point shooting team.
I'm for it.
But if you're the 28th best shooting team, don't shoot a bunch of threes.
I think that Victor will always have a green light and Devin will always have a green light, but everybody else better look for somebody else before they take that three. Or somebody else will have had to have touched the ball and it would have to have been kicked from the paint to you to take the shot just because you're shooting 28%.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Champagne can shoot a little bit. Everybody else, I don't want it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see Jeremy Sohan chucking threes. I can tell you that.
No, that's a crime against humanity.
That doesn't need to be happening. The lady basketball, we got to wait one more. I don't know why they're dragging this thing out. They played on Sunday. Now they're not playing game 3 until Wednesday.
They didn't. Well, I get the sense at this point of the year, just finding stadium space, finding room at night. You got a bunch of stuff going on.
You know what? Now that you say that, did I say that Minnesota's playing tonight?
See, we've got New York and Minnesota both sharing stadiums
because they're at Minnesota for this game. Let me see. NBA preseason, Minnesota. No, they're not using the stadium tonight. Yeah, they should have played. They're letting the momentum die on this thing.
Well, they didn't want to go up against Kennesaw State.
Now that you mention it, that's a really good point.
The powerhouse that is New Mexico State Aggies.
They knew tomorrow it was Western Kentucky at Sam Houston and Florida International at UTEP. So
they didn't want to go against the upper echelon. So tomorrow,
that's
FCS
when
we'll
see the best stuff.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right then. Well,
I'm going to be very interested to see the fallout from Jerry today. I do think this. The echo chamber that is sports talk radio, this is rare. This is very rare when an owner loses his cool live on air and continues to go. I think it signifies a lot that's going on behind the scenes and just the distress that Jerry's feeling. I think that the pressure's been building for a long time, and he thinks he's done enough to keep his fans at bay, and his players aren't letting him do that.
I think there's probably some fatigue of just hearing the same complaints. And why didn't you get Derrick Henry? Why haven't you done this? And when you're the dude with the checkbook and everybody's like, well, why haven't you spent money on this? Why haven't you spent money on this? And you look around and say, man, I just spent a lot of money.
Lot more than anybody ever has on a quarterback.
And it's not. And I you know what? I think he wants people to be like, hey,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing all this for me.
And instead it's like, ooh, was that the right move? And
that's the moment you need to step away. That's the moment you think you're going to get any applause or thank you from a fan. Only thing we want is W's. Now, when it's person to person and it's me and you alone, I'm going to kiss your ass and ask for an autograph and tell you how late you are. But when it's me and my buds and I'm talking about the team that let me down yet again, I'm going to blow you up.
Now, that's a good question.
Yeah, put that on my bar with my other things that they'll keep moving and hiding from me.
Stephen A. is living in Jerry's head. Stephen A. yesterday dancing the jig that he did.
Wearing his hat. Oh, yeah.
Daddy, come here and look at this.
Look at my blue jacket. Look at my cowboy hat. Look at my cigar.
Ooh, boy.
Oh, he had Jerry worked. I love it.
It's not outrageous for Jerry to get mad and suddenly go, all right, then. You want blood? Here's blood. Firing him, this guy's getting benched.
That's right. Well, sure, I did some things wrong, but I did a lot of things right, too, when you talk about those things.
Let's not talk about the things that I've done wrong. That is not productive. Let's talk about the things I've done right.
Yeah.
I've used that line on my wife. It didn't work for them either.
It's honestly, it's not all that far off from Nick Sirianni saying, hey, it's not productive when you guys boo us when we're playing.
You're not helping us out here. We're all friends, right? We're all buds.
Oh, man. The awkwardness. That's good stuff.
Let's not talk about what I've done wrong.
Thank you, Jerry.
Let's highlight the few good things that I've done.
We'll be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same back channel. And, we'll see what the fallout is from all of this.
I'm going to apply to be flagship.
They're
evidently
in the market. We might be there. We will see you tomorrow. Blitz starts at 2. We'll be back here at 6. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever. The daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
It's time to review the top 3 highlights of the day. I'm joined as always by my co-anchor Snoop.
Hey, what up, though?
Snoop, number 1 has to be getting the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down to T-Mobile like a dog.